Welcome to it. Yes, it's that kind of a start to a brand new day. Good morning,
Morning,
sunshine.
brother. How are you doing?
Literally sunshine
Yeah,
today.
I'm
Beautiful,
golden
man.
this morning, G. Golden.
Oh, you are our golden boy, dude. Don't even get me started. Another world champ's on the way. Don't even start.
Yeah.
But it is, speaking of golden, another day of the Golden Cloud Bake Off. We put our duos through the fire yesterday. We're going to find out which of the 3 duos are now going to go through to the next round today. So one more team gets cut. One step closer, though, for the rest of those teams to that grand prize. Wow, it's massive, man.
It's a lot of money.
It really is. So good luck to all of our duos today. But that's not all we're celebrating.
Oh,
in our
yeah, we are
studio.
celebrating this month because, of course, it is Women's Month. And we're bringing you another panel which is discussing the issues women face in South Africa and how women can become the leaders of their own destinies. Now, I absolutely love this, G. We've got a brilliant panel coming up. And it consists of the following. We've got a filmmaker and poet, Waim Williams, as well as journalist and founder of the NPO Women's Zone. Now, she goes by the name of Nancy Richards. Now, completing our panel is, of course, on top of the list, CEO of Artscape, Marlene Leroux. So you can see we've got 3 powerhouses coming in. This is going to be an incredible conversation and, of course, celebrating everything woman. And one woman that we can always celebrate and always be grateful to be working with is
our woman, man.
Yeah.
Morning, Zoe.
Good morning, lady.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. You know what? It's so great to be here, especially given that we are in Women's Month and Women's Day fast approaching. So for this morning on social media, we want to celebrate Women's Month with you. And we are asking you to tell us about women in sport, tech, entertainment and business in South Africa that are inspirations to you. And tell us a little bit more how they inspire you. We would love to hear from you. Of course, we have that WhatsApp line open. That number is 063 408 8863. And if you would love to share with us what inspires you, we do want to hear about that. So make sure you get your comments in on Facebook as well as our WhatsApp line. And let us know who inspires you. So for me, I have to say there are quite a few ladies and some of them are close to home. My mom is one of them. My aunts are another. I have one of my best friends. Her mom, being a single mom, is such a trailblazer in her industry. So those are some of the women closest to me that inspire me, and I have those who I admire in the film and entertainment industry. So if you have someone that's special to you, let us know on social media and we will take a look at all of those voice notes and comments throughout the show. Well, it's that time of the morning for us to quickly catch up with those headlines. Here's Ryle.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Of course, it's time to kick into the national headlines. First off, we've got Eskom, who yesterday announced that due to the shortage of generation capacity, coupled with the higher demand as a result of the colder weather, stage 2 load shedding would be implemented today until 4 p.m. Now, the power utility said it would then increase to stage 4 from 4 p.m. up until midnight. Now, this was due to the continued shortage of generation capacity yesterday, and this was said by spokesperson Sikonati Manchancha, who also said it is likely that load shedding will continue tomorrow. Now, this time it will drop to stage 2 all the way from 5 a.m. in the morning right up until midnight. Next up, though, on our local news, the government is set to outlaw the possibility of minors entering into marriage. Now, existing legislation makes provisions for the marriage of minors provided that consent has been granted by parents and submitted to the marriage officer in writing. Now, in certain circumstances, minors need to solicit the consent of the Minister of Home Affairs for the marriage to go ahead. Now, the white paper on marriages in SA has recommended that the legislation be amended in order to outlaw child marriages. Well, from national news headlines, we head over to international news now and reporting from Kenya, where Kenyan police have arrested a man suspected of links to a transnational wildlife and drug trafficking syndicate who was indicted in a U.S. court. Now, Abdi Hussein Ahmed, goes by the alias Abu Kadi, was detained on Tuesday in the central county of Meru after a tip-off which came from the public. Now, the U.S. had offered a $1 million reward for information leading to his arrest, and in 2019, Ahmed was charged in a New York court with conspiracy to traffic rhinoceros horns and ivory. Now, rhino horn is claimed as the aphrodisiac in traditional Chinese medicine. Sticking to international news and affairs now, when Mike Miners, a farmer in New South Wales, Australia, first saw a large black object in a remote part of his land, he thought it was a dead tree. But on closer inspection and verification from experts, he learned it had fallen from space. Now, the Australian Space Agency later said it came from a SpaceX capsule, and experts described the discovery as rare and exciting, but said such events may become more common. Now, the object landed on 9 July, but was only discovered by Mr. Miners several weeks later. Well, a little bit of a lighter note, we're reporting on something a little bit interesting this morning. Now, the Song Sisters are doing it for themselves now by Aretha Franklin and Annie Lennox, who got a new spin last week in Vondo in Limpopo, where villagers are doing it for themselves. Now, the community has started to build a footbridge across the Muchundudi River, which plans to fix some access gravel roads in the area as well. Now, so far, they have successfully raised 135,000 for the project, and learners from the village need a proper footbridge to cross the river safely to school, as makeshift bridges using wooden planks and poles kept getting swept away in the floods. Now, the bridge will also give people quicker access to the road, and this road being Toho Yondo and Vondo has some 900 households. Now, despite the fact that most of the villagers are unemployed and rely heavily on social grants, they agreed that each household should contribute 150 Rand towards buying construction materials for the bridge project. Truly an absolutely great example of people coming together as individuals to uplift their community, and we wish them nothing but the best of luck with these incredible efforts. On that note, though, I leave you with the rest of the headlines. Here's the G-Man standing by to give you the latest when it comes to sport.
Thank you so much. Well, let's kick it off with our Commonwealth Games watch. And South African sprinter Akani Simbine sadly had to settle for silver after not being able to defend his Commonwealth Games title, and had to settle for a silver medal in that 100-meter sprint. Simbine struggled off the starting blocks, couldn't catch up with Kenya's Ferdinand Omanyala, who then took the gold in a time of 10.02 seconds. Simbine finishing in 10.13. Then our para-athlete Charles du Toit captured silver for Team SA in the men's T37 100-meter final. Du Toit ran a season best and games record in the process in that T37 to cross the line in 11.54 seconds. Then there were also bronze medals in the women's para-lawn bowl pairs, B6 and B8, and for Candice Lill in the mountain bike cross-country finals. So the haul continues to come in. And we turn to cricket. The Proteas won their first T20 against Ireland by 21 runs in Bristol yesterday. South Africa chose to bat first and posted 211 for 5 in their 20 overs. And that was thanks largely to a fourth half century in a row by Reza Hendricks, who ended on 74 from 53 deliveries, and then a 56 from Aidan Markram, who's also been in great form. In response, Ireland looked in the game for a while thanks to a 78 off just 38 from Lorcan Tucker. However, 2 wickets apiece for Keshav Maharaj, Wayne Parnell back in the fold, and Tobias Shamsi. They were enough to see South Africa over the line, as the hosts could only manage 190 for 9 in their allotted 20 overs. Then on to footballing news ahead of a new season. The Premier League players will stop the pre-match anti-racism gesture of taking the knee before every match. So top-flight clubs started taking a knee to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Premier League captains took the decision after consulting with players and agreed that the gesture will instead be seen before certain rounds of high-profile games where they can make an impact, including the Boxing Day fixtures and the Cup finals. Players will also take the knee before the first and last matches of the season, as well as dedicated match rounds in October and March. And then more controversy surrounding the Live Golf Tour. So Phil Mickelson and Ian Poulter have been among the 11 Live Golf players who have now filed a lawsuit against the PGA Tour in order to challenge their suspensions. The PGA Tour has suspended all of its members who have signed up for the controversial Saudi-backed Live Series. The 2020 US Open champion Bryson DeChambeau has also put his name down on that antitrust lawsuit. The group are arguing that the PGA Tour is trying to harm their careers, certainly denting their potential earnings. And that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on those headlines again at 7. Let's see what the weather has in store on this Thursday morning.
Thank you, Graham. Well, we start off with some news. The Western Cape government urges residents to use water sparingly amid a warmer than usual winter. Below normal rainfall and unseasonably warm temperatures were experienced during the first half of the province's traditional rainfall season. This has left Western Cape dam levels substantially lower compared to the same time last year. The SA Weather Service forecasts a high likelihood of continued below normal rainfall for the next few months, which the provincial government warns could lead to water scarcity. The Theewaterskloof Dam is 76% full. Last year it was 102%. The Berg River Dam stands at 88% opposed to 100% in 2021. The Wemmershoek is 64% opposed to 97% last year, and the Steenbras Lower and Upper are 79% and 86% full respectively. The Steenbras is where the City of Cape Town's hydroelectric plant is operated from, which buffers metro customers most of the time to enjoy lower load shedding stages than the rest of the country. Well, now it's time for us to head on over to take a look at some of those sunrise photos that you've been sharing on our WhatsApp line. Starting us off this morning is Eugene Damon, who shared this overcast sky with us from her home out in Gqeberha, with the city lights sparkling in the distance. Diane van der Hoven, one of our regulars, sent us this tangerine-lit sky all the way from Howick in KZN. Verity Barnes showcased this pastel-painted sky this morning all the way out in Riebeek West. And another one from our regulars, Emile, shared this eerie grey photo with us, showcasing the cloudy morning in Beklu, Johannesburg. And then Sumaya shared this beautiful orange horizon with us all the way from Wynberg in Cape Town. What a great way to start your morning, Sumaya. Thank you for sharing that. And if you have a gorgeous sunrise photo that you would love to share, send it through on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Well, let's get into your temperatures. Polokwane, your low is 9, your high 24. Mbombela 12 with a high of 28. Pretoria 8:22. Johannesburg 7 with a high of 20. Mahikeng 6:23. Klerksdorp 4 reaching a high of 23. Partly cloudy in Kimberley 5's your low, 20 your high. Bloemfontein 1 reaching a high of 20. Richards Bay sunny, 15's your low, 26 your high. Pietermaritzburg 9:24. Durban 16:24. Mthatha expects some rain with a low of 9, a high of 23. East London 13 with a high of 20. Craddock 5 reaching a high of 21. Gqeberha 10 reaching a high of 18. George 8:18. If you're in Cape Town, 17 is your high for today. Worcester 5:17, and Sutherland, your low is 1, your high 14. Uppington expects a low of 6 and a high of 23 degrees Celsius. Well, that's your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Another update coming your way shortly after 7.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Looks like the temperatures are all over the show, especially when it comes to Cape Town. But I know one thing that's happening in Cape Town, especially in the studio. We're going to be cooking in the kitchen
It's
all
going to be
day.
hot today. Yeah, we're going to be having a lot of fun in the kitchen on this side. Then, of course, on the other side of our studio, in our baking arena, the Golden Search Christmas in July edition duos are going to be battling it out. We said goodbye to one of our teams yesterday in quite a surprise challenge. Another team is going home today as we approach that 50 grand finale.
Ooh,
grand prize tomorrow.
50,000 Rand.
Love you,
of course, don't forget, G, we also have the incredible panel coming through. It is Women's Month. We are celebrating, and we've got a great conversation coming at you in just a bit. So, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. Lock yourself in, because the magic is about to start, commence, and take you for a beautiful ride.
Oh, that's good, dude.
How's that? Nice. Enjoy, man. Yeah.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Now, every year in August, our country marks Women's Month when we pay tribute to the more than 20,000 women who marched to the Union buildings on the 9th of August in 1956 to protest the extension of pass laws to women. Now, decades later, in spite of massive strides being made in favor of equity and justice for women, we are still confronted with stark reminders of how far we have to go. And today we discuss the prevailing issues still facing the women of Mzansi. And here to help us address this, we've put a wonderful panel together to equip future women to become the leaders of their own destinies. Now, our panel consists of filmmaker and poet Riam Williams, as well as journalist and founder of the NPO Women's Zone, Nancy Richards. And completing our panel is CEO of the Artscape, Marlene Leroux, no stranger to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And if you would love to join in on that discussion, please share your thoughts. We would love to hear your voice on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863.
Ladies, welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
You want to say Happy Women's Day around a celebration, but it's not necessarily Happy Women's Day right now. It kind of feels like the world has become more polarized than ever before, and often the messages that are coming through to us from this global village are that we are taking massive steps backwards. But before we get too dark, this is an opportunity to celebrate women, celebrate the role that women play right now, but also delve maybe a little bit deeper, even if it's just for 1 month, to focus on issues that we desperately have to. Nancy, maybe I can start with you. Why is Women's Month so necessary right now, do you think?
Well, necessary is an interesting word. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but it's certainly, as you said, an opportunity. And I think the thing about Women's Month, Women's Day, by extension, Women's Month, I think it seemed like a good idea at the time to celebrate, as you say, the 20,000 women back in 1956. But things have changed. And unfortunately, Women's Month, I feel, somewhere along the line got hijacked, and it's become a sort of a pretty month for women and flowers and chocolates and all these things. And so it's a little bit of a, you know, a mixed blessing. But I think one does have to see it as an opportunity, and it is an opportunity to throw the spotlight on what the problems are, very different from what they were back in 56. Nonetheless, we do have problems, so we need to see it as an opportunity. So necessary, yes. Yeah. It's a short answer.
Very necessary. I mean, I went for a run yesterday morning and I ran past a few ladies and we all had this like scared look on our face, like, okay, we have to get our exercises in, but we keep looking around our shoulders.
Run in a group, yeah.
Because it's that time of the morning where some people are at work, so you can't run in a group, but it's also, you know, it's the reality of being a woman in South Africa. Now, we know that there are a lot of injustices towards women. There's also a lot of battles that need to be fought. I mean, if we look at Banyana, the battles they've had to go just to get equal pay compared to their male counterparts. What do you think it will take for society to really level out the playing ground, if it's even possible? It's a loaded question.
You can take a deep breath if you want. Yeah.
It is quite a loaded question, and I don't think I could answer it just like that. My mission and purpose has always been about amplifying women's voices, you know, and telling women's stories in a very real and relatable way through multidimensional characters. Issues are in the foreground, but they are also in the background of the character's journey. And so I think, you know, when we start promoting the work of women authors, women filmmakers, female artists, we start to address the issues that we face as women. So I'm very much passionate about promoting women's stories and creating opportunities for women in the tech space and in the film space.
And we almost have to look at it from both polarities, to use that term again, but you can be overwhelmed looking at the bigger picture, and it feels like nothing can be done to make a shift. Yet you focus on one individual, you make a change in that one individual's life, suddenly you unlock their potential, and you start to see that knock on, even if it's just a character that's allowing people to think more deeply about something in particular. Representation, though, is a different element, because you've got to step up and do it. We've got to actually take that step and see people represented, whether that be a minority, whether that be women, whether that be women with disabilities. And this is a space where you've not only been very vocal, but you've also chosen to be incredibly successful, to prove the point that you can do whatever you need to in your space. How far do we still need to go for people living with disabilities, in particular women with disabilities in South Africa?
I think we still have a far way to go, because we are still very much on the low end of the agenda with all our challenges in our country that we right now have. If we just look at the court systems and the stats, that women with disabilities, if you're deaf, for instance, and you've been raped, there is no sign language interpreter that's at any court or a justice system just to interpret for you. So it is layered, and we have multiple disabilities. So it is just the basic needs and the awareness still that we need to have in our society, but the resources. We can talk about, we're a country that cares, and we have policies about for women with disabilities.
Best constitution in the world.
And the best constitution. But it's the implementation thereof and the resources that needs to be given to women with disabilities. And that is what is my quest to say. You need to couple the equality with resources, because when you are a woman with a disability, you need multiple layers of support for you just to get to your destination, to apply for a job, if there's a job for you, or for education.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, Marlene, Nancy, please don't go anywhere. We want to continue our panel discussion. And of course, we have more issues we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on. And if you would love to be part of this conversation, we have our WhatsApp line open. Please join in on the conversation. That number is 063 408 8863.
Yes, thank you so much. And what an incredible conversation we are having, and it will continue in just a bit. But as we just mentioned, we are commenting and chatting about those voice notes on WhatsApp, and of course, joining in the celebration of Women's Month. So we asked you the question about, wonder if you can tell us about the women in sport, in tech, in entertainment, and in business in South Africa that are inspiring you to do more. Now, I can think of a plethora of options that come to mind, especially just the recent achievements when it comes to sport with the WAFCON Cup. I mean, it was absolutely incredible what these women achieved and what statement they are making. So don't forget, you can send your WhatsApp voice notes through to us, and we'd love to hear from you. So that's 063 408 8863, and it looks like it's already coming in thick and fast. Let's hear our first voice note of the day, and let's get this discussion going on.
Hello, I would say the teachers, because the teachers teach other kids to be smart and to grow, have a job and things. So I think I will go with the teachers.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think teachers have had such an impact and such a positive impression on our lives, and I think that's definitely something that we cannot not mention, and that's definitely the inspirers in our lives, and those being teachers. Now, we've got voice notes, we also got some comments online, so let's have a look and see who's come through. We've got Surprise Benzene, who says, "Good morning, Expresso show. Woman who inspired me on entertainment and business, Boiti, Bonang Matebe, Basetana Kumalo, and as well as all the other women, they make and do more." I think those three especially are right up there with the bar indeed. We've got Shireen Abrams also comes through and says, "Good morning, my Expresso family. Happy Thursday. Ladies close to me is my mom. Even though my dad is no longer with us, I apologize, and she still manages to be there for her family. And the ladies of Expresso, Zoe and Jamie Lee, they are very inspiring as they motivate others on television and also on radio. So thanks for an awesome show every day, team. Sending all my love to the entire team." Oh, Shireen, you're making me smile. You're making the heart absolutely full here. But Nzansi, thank you so much. We've got comments, we've got voice notes, everything is happening, but we want to engage with you and want to have this conversation. So let us know, when it comes to women in sport, tech, entertainment, or business, who inspires you? Come share some of those women with us so that we can put them on the forefront and put them on the stage so everybody can celebrate with us together. So send those voice notes through. It's 063 408 8863. We'd love to have that conversation with you. And of course, Don't go anywhere. We will be continuing to celebrate the magic that is woman in just a bit. See you soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. You're back just in time as we continue our panel discussion. And this year's theme for Women's Month is building back better for women's resilience. Now, it is a call to action to all of society, to government, as well as partners to take tangible steps in responding to the most persistent challenges affecting the lives of women and girls. Now, we are continuing our conversation for Women's Month with our panel consisting of filmmaker and poet Wiam Williams, as well as journalist and founder of the NPO Women's Zone, Nancy Richards, and completing our panel is CEO of Artscape, Marlene Leroux. Join in on the conversation at home. Share your thoughts via our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863.
We'd love to hear from you. Wiam, I'm going to talk to you first because you obviously have a wonderful tool in the fact that you create these stories, these narratives, these complex characters to be able to address very complex issues. And as Nancy pointed out, I think this is a bit of a two-edged sword, Women's Month, but it's often like that when it comes to women's issues within society, that we want to do something and we want to be seen to be doing the right thing, but we might not necessarily be taking the right step at the right time. Why is it so important, do you think, to tell these stories? How are you able to take us inside these issues, these very dynamic issues that women face through your storytelling? Why do you think what you do is so important?
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think I have I don't have a sense of self-importance about.
Well, you better. At least just for this month, okay?
I think, you know, women and audiences have been able to relate to use. And when we get the human element right and are able to convince an audience that this story is the truth.
Is real, yeah.
Even though it's fiction, then we're doing something right as filmmakers. And I've even forgotten your question.
No, but it's true. I was just asking why it's so important to have these characters and to be able to deal with these issues within film, because it's a way of telling a story or translating that narrative. We can preach as much as we want, but people need to buy into it emotionally.
Okay, so telling the story through film, I think, is important. And it's important to not be didactic and on the nose about this,
yeah,
you know, and create a PSA when we're making films. But it is a way of amplifying these stories of sexual trauma, of rape, of violence against women. And part of the theme of the 2use.nft feature film it's set against the backdrop of the total shutdown movement. And just behind the scenes now, Zoe was talking about how horrified she was by the news. And this is a plot in my film where the characters, you know, are horrified by the daily news that we face as women in South Africa around gender-based violence, and take a step as a call to action. You know, it's one of the subplots into Use. And I found it very necessary to incorporate this into the story as a filmmaker, so that we as women are not just recipients of news, but we actually
act on it, yeah.
Act on it, yeah.
No, completely. And we've spoken about this a few times, because there is the danger of being completely desensitized to it, because we are just bombarded with it every day. So you almost, as a health kind of reaction, just have to switch off.
You do. And one person that never switches off, Marlene, I feel like you have your fingers in all kinds of pies, because at the Artscape, you pioneer various initiatives and programs to not only put the spotlight and empower women, but youth, especially young girls. What are some of the other projects that you're currently busy with?
I think it's very important that we have a Women's Arts Festival, Humanity Festival, every single year for 16 years already. And it has now, in this particular year, we experience the most horrified of the brutality of society on all levels. Krugersdorp's rape is horrific. It is about humanity is just scattered. And it's broke down. So we need to use this particular month of compassion, as a country to look at introspection. Where is it that we go wrong? And hence the fact we have taken partnership, because Women's Zone with Nancy has been with Artscape. We're the only theatre in the world that has a space for women to come and write their stories, put it through healing processes, and Nancy will tell more about their particular book. And also with Harm, that this film will be shown at Artscape. Not everybody can stand on a platform and be politicians, but we want to keep everybody in the society accountable. We need to look at cultural practices, religion practices, the languages that we use in our household. How do we rear our young boys in order for them, because who commits these horrific acts? So, with all of this, I'm also involved with a program, Chrysalis, where we look at young men, and we just completed their training for 3 months, where we look at how do we look at the soft skills, how do we, how do we look at the humanity intact? How do we look at our school systems? How do we talk to each other in the boardroom? I'm very worried that, and I'm pleading here, that this must be a month of compassion. I'm pleading to my president, stop the silence, because it's about, you need to speak up. You need to say, under my watch, this won't happen. You need to keep accountable for people to say, if it's your job, you need to be able to say it stops now. But we also need to say, as a society, we need to talk the uncomfortability with action. Enough is enough. And that is what our programs are about. We're not marching this year. We are going to sit on the steps of Artscape. And we're going to have first our silence, our breathing to connect with ourselves. Also, in solidarity for women that died during the time even of COVID, of gender-based violence, so that we can say we respect their families. And the rape victims, you are never going to be the same. Your life has changed. And I would like, even if it's just my last words, I would like to say that we're giving more justice to the perpetrators than to the victims, because that perpetrators get a 3 meal in jail. They get Netflix. They get a lawyer to represent them. There should be a relook at our justice system.
At the very base core level, there needs to be action. And while, yes, this month might have been hijacked as a commercial opportunity to show love to women, what it needs to lead to now is tangible change, and it doesn't have to be massive. Small steps can be taken every day, but it probably starts with you and your organization right now. So please give us drop us a line, send us a voice note, some show of solidarity and insight that you picked up in your own industry. Drop that voice note to 063 408 8863. We'd love to hear from you.
What a beautiful conversation. Now, going to Mzansi, that one will continue in just a bit. But before we get into that, I know a lot of you are getting ready for the day. So let's get you inspired for your outfit of the day. Now, we're talking about a staple. We're talking about jeans, and they are the most popular clothing item in the world. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And it definitely is a staple that can be worn to any occasion and never looks the same. I mean, how versatile is that as well? Now, this workhorse is something worth celebrating. And rebuyer from Woolworths, Hussein Randery, is yet to celebrate with us, and we're going to go through the latest when it comes to denim. Hussein, how are you doing this morning, man?
Good morning, fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just looking at you, and you look like Woolworth's version of James Bond. If they had an in-house James Bond, you'd definitely be it. You're looking absolutely swag.
Thank you.
Clearly, we're in the right hands of a specialist. But let's talk about the staple, because jeans have become, like I said, a staple. We have our favorites. But one thing that I love about Woolies is that they're catering to the modern-day man. And that's the modern-day man that comes in any shape and size, right? But yet Woolies are ensuring that they have a fit that can kind of match anybody. How are you doing that? How are you making this happen? How are you putting smiles on the gents' faces?
So, Ryle, at Woolworths, we cater for a variety of our customers. There's different fits to cater for different customers. Okay. And just to go through it for you, we offer, from the range, we offer a regular fit jean, the regular customer. We also have the straight fit, straight body type. We offer the slim fit, which is quite popular at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm maybe wearing one of the slims, right?
Yes. No, that's a skinny, actually.
Is this the skinny? Yeah, oh, okay. I've got the skinny on.
That's the skinny on.
That's the next one in the line.
Yes.
All right.
And then we have the skinny fit.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a variety to offer for the different customers.
And also one thing I love about it is it's not just about the fact that these fit various customers, but it also offers a unique style on top 100%. Of that. I mean, the straight cut allows for a different fall on the leg. The skinny versus the slim fit also provides you a different opportunity to dress for the occasion, right? 100%. On top of that, we've also got some good colors too.
Colors, yeah. So at Woolworths, we offer a variety of color, ranging from the light, mid, dark, grey and black. So the fits are available in all colors. So there's an opportunity, so whatever occasion you have, you can wear it differently.
I'm literally looking at these, and I'm seeing an occasion for every style and every color type there as well, from smart to casual, just a dinner or anything else. 100%. I mean, it definitely ticks the box when it comes to this. So one thing that also ticks the box is something that I've noticed where everybody has their favorite pair of jeans, and Woolies definitely ticks the box when it comes to that, because they're ensuring that that quality lasts beyond one season, maybe even two. It's something that you can possibly keep for a lifetime, right? How are you ensuring that that quality allows for this to actually happen?
So all of our denims are sourced from the SADC region, so that we ensure the best quality, the best wash, the best fit. And sustainability is the forefront for our products. Yes, all our denim manufacturers use world-class technology, finish, fabrication. So you get the very authentic look on a garment, together with keeping in mind the sustainability at all times. All our cotton is responsibly sourced. All our denims are washed with less water, less chemical, less energy. So we very much with sustainability on the forefront all the time.
Sustainable fashion.
100%.
That is where we should be living, especially the fact that we can now walk around, not only look good, but feel good as well, knowing that we're living a guilt-free fashion experience, right? 100%. I love this. Now look, I want to chat to the James Bond himself, because clearly you know how to put looks together, you know how to style these. So talk me through how one would style some of these jeans, some of the colorways, and how we can really make this look pop and come to life.
Cool. So normally you could wear a slim fit denim where you can team it up with a golfer to give it a sporty look.
So that's something kind of like what I've got going on.
Yeah, very much like you, and we've got it in a variety of colors, so you can choose either the classic color, or you want a fashion color, or just as you got it, it pops with a nice skinny jean.
Yeah.
And we also have the all-over printed splatter tees in a variety of prints and colors in the range, and we offer the graphic tee where you have a variety of prints that are at a good price point to complement a sporty look.
Beautiful. I think I'll have one of each, please, sir. On top of this, I know a lot of people love to see things on the rail, but they also like to see it in real life. Can we possibly see a real life example? I know you got someone special to showcase this look for us.
Sure.
Let's bring him in. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so what are we looking at here? Talk to me about this look. Take me through it.
Okay, so Danielle is wearing the oversized tee, which is available in a sort of colors in the range.
All right.
He's paired it together with a cotton shacket jacket. We call it a shacket in the khaki, and I've got the navy one on, so you can pair it very different. Right? I mean, very, very versatile.
Can go from casual, can go from smart,
100%.
Depending on how you lay it as well.
100%.
And I love the quality of it as well.
Yeah.
It's a nice, thick look to it.
And Danielle is wearing our super skinny, which is now launched in our range together with the rigid denim, which is like part on trend. Obviously, it sort of completes the look. And obviously, cuffing up the jean is a key detail for the season.
Yeah, it is so on trend. I'm seeing everybody wearing this. But I see the reason as well, because it looks so good. Model? You modeled us out this morning, looking so good, man. I absolutely love this look. I think I'm definitely going to add this to my arsenal. And I can't thank you enough for saying you've done an exceptional job here this morning. Your first time on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. So I can't thank you enough for inspiring us and helping us to find our look. And for you, Mzansi, you can do the same with more styles, more color washes, and responsibly sourced denim. That's enough to absolutely celebrate. And that's Woolie's exceptional quality on top of it all. So you can find the fit in-store, online, or on the app. And here's for you, looking good.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is time for our final discussion with our panel on Women's Month, featuring filmmaker and poet William Williams, as well as journalist and founder of the NPO Women's Zone, Nancy Richards, and CEO of the Artscape, Marlene Leroux. Join in on the conversation. Keep those WhatsApp voice notes coming through. That number is 063 408 8863.
Ladies, thank you so much for sticking around. Before we touch on some of those voice notes, Nancy, I want to reconnect with you. Marlene was mentioning the partnership now with Women's Zone, that this has been an ongoing project. I would imagine a life as a journalist and storyteller has given you a lot of baggage that needed to be addressed in this space. So maybe give us a bit of background as to how Women's Zone are approaching this very dynamic situation, and what do you need?
Well, I love it that you call it baggage, but I call it a backpack full of stories.
I love that.
I think the thing about Women's Zone is that it was designed as a platform for women to share their stories, and to, in so doing, sort of hear one another and be heard. Because very often, as we've sort of been touching on here, women's voices are silenced.
Yeah.
And one of the things, and you mentioned, Zoe, about the resilience, I think building back better to make women resilient. And the way in which women can become resilient, and it sounds like they're sort of little sprouts coming through this dry land. They've got to be tough, but they've got to be strong. And if a woman can be heard and get in touch with her own achievements, we talk a lot about how women are disadvantaged and the challenges they face, but actually what's important is what she's achieved. And through Artscape, like the Women's Humanity Arts Festival, they focus on what women are doing. Filmmakers, poets, dancers, plays. There's all sorts of ways in which women can achieve. And once you've achieved, I mean, look at the face of that girl who won the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
It was a joy because her achievement had been recognised. So if we can focus on what women have achieved, it would be the way to go. And I think also Marlene's point about compassion and care, one of the other things about Women's Month, it's an opportunity to get in touch with, I know this sounds corny, but our caring, compassionate, nurturing side as well. The circle of care that we're having is not just for women, it's totally inclusive. We're inviting men, so be there, guys.
Well, the vulnerability is there at the moment. I mean, the suicide rates in men in South Africa are 3 times higher than within women. So that speaks volumes about just how resilient women are in the face of this massive imbalance in the pressures. But everyone needs to be speaking. And I'm so glad that you've raised this issue because I think there is this notion that in order to be successful as a woman, certainly within business, you've got to be hard and you've got to let go of all those feminine, intuitive, kind of that nature that the world probably needs more of now than it ever has before.
Definitely.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
And it reminds me of the Black Eyed Peas, that song, Where's the Love? And I feel that it's a beautiful song to listen to. We have a voice note that came through from one of our viewers earlier this morning. We asked them to share who inspires them leading into, as we are on Women's Month. Let's take a listen to this voice note.
Good morning. My name is Nimpiwe Mimalo. The woman that inspires me in business, it has to be Nosbele Mayaba. That woman is so calm and she knows what she is doing.
I love that. And I would imagine for many households, there are either a gogo or a very young woman running these households that are inspiration to their families. They need support, not just from their communities, from family, but we need support from a governmental level. When we talk about the 3 areas that government and organizations need to focus on to build equality and justice for women, what are we talking about?
I think opportunities, if there are more opportunities created for women, that could definitely assist. And tangible opportunities in terms of financial opportunities, And I just want to touch on what I'm actually doing. I'm launching my film to use.nft as an NFT, which is a non-fungible token. And what has led me to this is my frustration with the centralization of power and finances, particularly finances allocated to arts. And so I'm inviting women to come and join me at Artscape on Women's Day and come and learn about NFTs and how we can utilize this new technology for our benefit. And so I believe that government can create opportunities for us, but I'm also interested in how we as women create opportunities for ourselves. And this is why I am passionate about Web3 and everything that is happening in this space at the moment.
Well, lots of excitement.
A global village now, yeah.
Definitely. Marlene, how can women get involved at the Artscape this Women's Month, especially on Women's Day?
We're going to have a circle of care where we're going to be led by Vicky Sampson, a choir of La Rosa, a band, but it's also our NGOs that is working tirelessly on the ground. And we're starting first with our film festival at 11 o'clock, and then it's 12 o'clock, our Circle of Care. And again, I would like to plead that we must not forget about the power of the NGOs on the ground that we need to support, because government can't do everything. My plea is, and I think through the Artscape Women's Festival, is to say, let's support the NGOs on the ground that gives the support again for the victims of gender-based violence, but also how we can have sustainable growth, economic empowerment for women is of utmost importance and education to turn this country of this scourge of gender-based violence.
Completely, and I'm just going to add to that it's now been proven that if you invest in a woman in a community, a disadvantaged community, your return on investment 4 times higher than if you invest in a man in that community. That's the bottom line, what's been proven in this country.
Great conversation. Thank you so much to our panel for coming through. And of course, we are going to continue our Women's Day celebration. And if you're thinking of a special woman in your life, then this next recipe is going to be the perfect start to spoiling them.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy, the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
Whew, Mzansi, I hope you brought your bellies and I hope you are hungry, because when you are craving a sandwich, a classic chicken mayo always hits the spot. Now, you might also opt for a classic French toast, but listen to this, combining both classics into one makes an absolutely delicious meal. So our chicken mayo French toast is the next level sandwich that you've been waiting for. So I called in my big bro G-Man to come through and help us out with this one. We're going to make something proper this morning.
This is crazy, man. Yeah, we're going to level up. Literally, we're going to have 3 or 4 layers here. So let's get our pan going.
Are you a fan of the either or? Are you a fan of French toast?
I love
and
them
chicken mayo?
both, dude. I absolutely
okay.
love them both. I
Right.
will eat a whole loaf of bread as French toast. But like if we're doing our carb reward over a weekend, I'll literally make, and I'll still have the eggs on top of that. So I love French toast. Getting it right can take a bit of trial and error, but this is quite a nice kind of French toast mix here.
Yeah.
I also love chicken mayo.
No.
I have never, ever had them together.
Wow, today is a
We're gonna do
first
it.
for many of us, and hopefully we inspire Mzansi to get their first on as well. So what you can do, G, is handle that side. So essentially we've got some milk.
So I'll do the wet.
Yeah, do the wet essentially. We've got 2 eggs, some milk, salt and pepper, and then some garlic powder, which can all go into the mix.
Have we not put garlic powder in everything? I think we made a strawberry sundae with garlic powder in it.
You definitely can. I'm going to challenge anybody to tell me what you can't use garlic powder for. But while we carry on with this, essentially what you're going to be preparing is the French toast mix. So you can pop the butter in there, and while you're doing that, I'm going to head over to the dry ingredients and the chicken mayo side of things. All right. So what I've got here, I've got some shredded chicken mayo. I've got our hero ingredient, the classic Clover mayo. We've got number 1, which is nice and mild. And let me talk to you about this, because there's so many options and so many ways to consume this. And the classic mayonnaise has a range of tangy mayonnaises that come in 3 different levels of tanginess. So obviously you've seen we're using mild, but you also get medium and strong. And you can use any of it to suit your taste preference. So it's all about you and what you prefer, and these are just providing you with little options because it's so versatile to use. It enhances the flavors. It brings your tastiness through in the mouth. It brings that wateriness through. It brings everything that you want from the good stuff when it comes to anything you associate with food. So I'm going to get back to this. So what I've got is my chives, or
spring onion.
spring onion, sorry, yeah.
And that's nice for a textural element here, because often I find a toasted sandwich like this, like a chicken mayo, it can be a little too much kind of moisture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You need something with a bit of
You
bite,
definitely have a little bit of 100%. And I think because, especially with the classic mayo, it brings that creaminess.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to break that texture up. So the chives really do that for you. It brings that crunch and that freshness together. So what I've got here is my mix of the good stuff. This is essentially a gourmet chicken mayo mix. What I'm going to do before I hand it over to you to take over, G, is the pan nice and hot there? Is the butter all melted?
Almost there. So you rack them and stack them,
yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to go for a triple stack. So try not to fold this too much, otherwise it really is just going to kind of pop out the sides and fall out. But essentially you want to layer not 1 sandwich, but 2 sandwiches. So that's our first layer there. Then I'm going to go for another round. So you see, notice I'm keeping it nice and in the center.
Yeah.
I'm not making it too big, because obviously we've got 2 layers of chicken mayo in this. We've got the
you want to be able to
creaminess
kind of
coming
keep it contained and keep it all together 100%.
Yes, that's
I get
exactly
that.
it, G. All right, so looks like we're kind of done with this. Your step now is to essentially take the triple stack, place it into the French toast side of life.
And this,
So
I mean,
take things and hand it over.
It's up to you. You can dunk for as long as you like. Okay, that's starting to get, but you obviously don't want the bread to become too soggy.
Yes.
But you need that beautiful egginess.
That was a nice dip over there, man.
A good one, and then we
Very
pop
nice.
that guy in the just let it do it.
Yes.
And it's as simple as that, man. Then you
Simple as that.
fry them off. I'd go for kind of a low to medium heat so that you don't kind of over caramelize or kind of burn the exterior before you've cooked it through. But obviously our chicken mayo is already cooked, so you're not cooking the chicken.
Yeah.
You just really need that kind of eggy mixture to cook through, and then it's like a gourmet. That looks like something you would order at a really expensive hotel. Hey.
It really does. I absolutely love it. And that was so easy for you, Mzansi. You can also get this recipe by heading over to expresso.com. And just a little reminder, if you missed any of these simple and easy steps.
Beautiful.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and wow, I have to introduce you to our next guest. She's a warden by day and a singer by night. Today's featured artist is Colonisha Hawker Antoni. She is a talent with many feathers in her hat, and she's also a mom and a wife pursuing her dream of singing on stages nationwide, and she is no stranger to having it all. Now, everyone, can we give her a Feel Good Breakfast Show warm welcome? And she's not alone. She's got Robin Peters as well as Craig Lucas with her on the couch. Great to have all of you here today.
Thank you for having us.
And it's so nice to know that the two of you are supporting Colonisha in her incredible journey. Now, I'm very fascinated. A warden by day, singer by night. Tell us a little bit more.
First of all, thank you for having me. And it's a privilege and an honor to be here today. Thank you, guys. Ik dink ek gaan oor Swiss na Afrikaans toe. I'm married. I have a daughter. She's turning 4 years old this year. And I've been married for almost 3 years now. En ik heb nog altijd gesing. Van kleins af heb ik gesing. Allemaal het maar begin in die kerk sing. Dus allemaal het daar begin. En toen ik in standaard 8 was, ja, graad 10, toen ik besef, maar ik denk dat is wat ik moet doen. Dat is mijn passion. Dat is iets wat voor mij laat voelen, ik is ik. En dat is waar ik begin zingen. So yeah, that's it, basically it.
Well, it's amazing because the show you guys are putting together, and I say you guys, I mean Robin and Craig, an ode to women, and what a beautiful name for your show. Robin, I'm going to start off with you. What can people expect at the show?
Oh, you know, with me, it's the drama. You know, it's the drama. I think people are in for a beautiful night. I think the song selection that we selected is going to be absolutely impeccable. Every singer on the show is so powerful, and they are all women. So we can't wait to celebrate them. Each and every one of them on that stage, they deserve to be celebrated, and everyone in the audience as well.
And it's beautiful to see how especially Cape Town-based artists always connect and support each other. Craig, how did all of you, and when I say all of you, that you and Robin meet Colonisha?
So I met her through Rob. We only met today, but I remember you had a bit of a talent competition.
Yes.
Which Rob does quite often. And so I came across her video.
Yeah.
And it went viral, I think, and it aligns with what the show is, you know. We do have many experienced singers on the show, but we've also learned that just because, well, you don't have to be successful to be talented. We say that rather. There are so many talented people that don't get out there and get the exposure. I mean, we struggled for so long, and so we just do try to give back. I mean, her talent speaks for itself. We don't have to say anything. If she opens her mouth, you'd understand why she's here.
Well, we're very excited to hear you perform today. For those who want to support you, be part of an ode to a woman, how can they get tickets? How can they be part of it?
The tickets are at Web Tickets. We have less than 100 tickets left.
Okay.
125 rand tickets left. So, yeah, less than 100. Guys, get your tickets at Web Tickets. It's almost sold out.
Come.
Colonisha's not going anywhere. She is staying with us on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It was great to have Robin and Craig pop in and, of course, talk about the show, An Ode to a Woman. The tickets are available. Make sure you get them. It's available at Web Tickets.
Yeah.
So get your tickets so that you can be part of all of that. But stick around because Colonisha is here to perform for you.
Oh, I cannot wait for this performance. You know it's going to be absolute magic. But before we get into that, it's time for official duties once again. It's time to start off with national news fronts. Now, Transnet says it has managed to attach assets to the value of 26 million rand, which belong to its former employees implicated in wrongdoing. Now, the company says most of these workers have either since resigned or were dismissed. Now, Head of Legal Services, Sandra Kutsia, says all the 17 investigations that were conducted together with the Special Investigating Unit have since been completed. Now, Kutsia said they had already recovered over 14 of the 26 million rand in asset value and that it was an ongoing process in collaboration with the SIU. Now, sticking to national news fronts, Eskom yesterday announced that due to the shortage of generation capacity, coupled with the higher demand as a result of the colder weather, stage 2 load shedding would be implemented today until 4 p.m. Now, the power utility said it would then increase to stage 4 all the way from 4 p.m. up until midnight. Now, this was due to the continued shortage of generation capacity yesterday, and this was said by spokesperson Sikonati Manchancha, and he said it is likely that load shedding will continue tomorrow. Now, this time, it will drop to stage 2 all the way from 5 a.m. to midnight. Now, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news and reporting on the pilgrims in the Great Mosque of Mecca in Saudi Arabia, who can once again touch and kiss one of Islam's most revered relics, the black stone set in the sacred Kaaba building. Now, a barrier around the Kaaba that was set up at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic for social distancing has now finally been removed. Now, it's been removed just in time for the Umrah pilgrimage season, and the Hajj is a pilgrimage to Mecca that Muslims who are able to and must perform that at least once in their lifetime. Well, sticking to our international news fronts and heading over to Kenya, where Kenyan police have arrested a man suspected of links to a transnational wildlife and drug trafficking syndicate who was indicted in a U.S. court. Now, Abdi Hussein Ahmed, otherwise known with the alias Abu Kadi, was detained on Tuesday in the central county of Meru after a tip-off from the public. Now, the U.S. had offered a $1 million reward for information leading to his arrest, and in 2019, Ahmed was charged in a New York court with conspiracy to traffic rhinoceros horn and ivory. Now, rhino horn is claimed as an aphrodisiac in traditional Chinese medicine. Now, somewhat of a lighter note, we're reporting on Women's Month, a most apt time for many F1 racing enthusiasts. Now, this to hear more of the amazing Hannah Schmitz, Red Bull's principal strategy engineer. Now, she is indeed what the famous straight-talking World War II US General George Patton, would have dubbed, and quote, one hull of a she boasts a master's degree, one hull of a lady, sorry, she boasts a master's degree in mechanical engineering from Cambridge University, and Max Verstappen, reigning F1 world champion, has hailed her as, and quote, real good and insanely calm. Now, Verstappen praised Hannah for the team's success at Sunday's Hungarian Grand Prix, and in fact, Hannah gets all the credit for him winning that race with Sergio Perez's fifth. Now, Verstappen said she chose, and quote, the right tires at the right time, and ditto at the Monaco Grand Prix in May, when she also orchestrated the pit stop plan, which ultimately led to Perez's win. Now, Hannah's route to Red Bull's principal strategist is one of trailblazing a path to her dream job. Now, even as a toddler, she was interested in cars and how things worked, and that quickly turned into a passion for engineering, and later joining F1 racing in 2009. And the rest is history. Indeed, a lady to definitely do something where we say we take our hat off to you. With that, I'll leave you with the rest of the headlines right now. It's time to dive into the sport once again, and here's the G-Man with the latest.
Thanks so much. Well, let's start with the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, where South African sprinter Kani Simbine had to settle for silver after not being able to defend his Commonwealth Games title and settling for that silver medal in the 100-metre sprint. Simbine struggled off the starting blocks and couldn't catch up with Kenya's Ferdinand Omanyala, who took gold in a time of 10.02 seconds. Simbine finishing in 10.13. Then para-athlete Charles du Toit's done it again. He captured silver for Team SA in the men's T37-38 100-metre final. Du Toit, he also ran a season best in the process and a games record in that T37 section to cross the line in a time of 11.54 seconds. Then there were also bronze medals in the women's para-lawn bowls pairs in the B6 and B8, and for Candice Lill in the mountain bike cross-country finals. Excuse me. Then we move over to cricket. The Proteas continue their good form in the shortest format. They won their first T20 against Ireland by 21 runs in Bristol yesterday. South Africa chose to bat first, and definitely the right choice, posting 211 for 5 in their 20 overs. That thanks largely to a fourth half-century on the trot by Reza Hendricks. He ended on 74 from 53 balls, while 56 from Aiden Markram also helped to boost that total. In response, Ireland looked in the game for a while, thanks to a 78 off just 38 deliveries from Lorcan Tucker. However, 2 wickets for Keshav Maharaj, Wayne Parnell now back in the fold, and Tobias Shamsi. They were enough to see South Africa over the line, as the hosts could only make it to 190 for 9 in their allotted overs. Then we turn to the Premier League, and it's about to kick-start again. And the Premier League players will now be stopping the pre-match anti-racism gesture of taking the knee before every match. So top-flight clubs started taking a knee to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Premier League captains now have taken this new decision after consulting with players, and they agreed that the gesture will instead be seen before certain rounds of high-profile games where it can make an impact, including the Boxing Day fixtures and cup finals. Players will also take the knee before the first and last matches of the season, as well as dedicated match rounds in October and March. And then finally, more controversy surrounding the Live Golf Series, as Phil Mickelson and Ian Poulter are among the 11 Live Golf players who have now filed a lawsuit against the PGA Tour in order to challenge their suspensions. So the PGA Tour has suspended all of its members who have signed up to the controversial Saudi-backed Live Series. The 2020 US Open champion Bryson DeChambeau has also put his name down on that antitrust lawsuit. The group argue that the PGA Tour is trying to harm their careers and certainly denting their potential earnings in the big spending series. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. The roads should be waking up, so let's get you prepped for today's traffic.
Thank you, Graham. We start off with traffic in Gauteng in Midrand. Now, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound. It's off the New Road and it's obstructing the left lane. Please keep a lookout for that and approach with caution. Moving to the Western Cape in Khayelitsha on the N2 incoming, there's been an accident. It's after the R300. One lane is currently blocked and it's causing delays. Add some extra travel time as you head into town this morning. And in KwaZulu-Natal in Ashburton, there's a vehicle that's broken down on the N3 eastbound. It's after the Umlaas interchange obstructing that left lane. Delays can be expected, so please be patient on the roads. That's your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather. And with reports of lethal floods in Kentucky in the US, where at least 32 people have now lost their lives and hundreds are still missing, comes the news that England has had its driest July since 1935, with parts having the least rainfall on record. The UK Met Office says for southeast and central southern England, last month was the driest July since records began in 1836. Most of England now has low river levels, with serious impacts on farmland, nature and wildlife. The current dry conditions were preceded by the driest January to June since 1976, putting further pressure on water reserves. The tinder dry conditions last month sparked wildfires in multiple parts of England and Wales, fueled by a heat wave that saw record-breaking temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius. Leading climate scientists have concluded that the extreme heat would have been virtually impossible without human-induced climate change. Well, from some environmental news, we now head on over to your sunrise views. For your 7 a.m. update, let's take a look at this one that was sent by Mersha. Now look at that stunning array of soft colors across the sky with some palm trees in the background in Penford, Kariga. And then Paige Marie from Van Heerden sent us this blazing photo of the sun as it glistens across the ocean this morning out in GQ. Squalo shared this photo of us, with us from the hills out in KZN. And finally, crossing international borders, we have this one sent in by Rhoda Booley all the way from Sydney, Australia. Just look at those scattered purple clouds out in the sky on the other side of the world. So thank you for that. Now don't forget to share your sunrise views with us no matter where you are in the world. Our number is 063 408 8863. Well, let's get into your temperatures. Heading over to Limpopo. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 9, your high 24. Mbombela 12, 28. Pretoria sunny, a low of 8, a high of 24. Johannesburg 7, reaching a high of 20. Mahikeng sunny, 6 is your low, 23 your high. Klerksdorp 4, 23. Kimberley 5 with a high of 20. Bloemfontein 1, reaching a high of 20. Moving over to KZN, where you're in Richards Bay, expect a sunny day of a low of 15, a high of 26. Pietermaritzburg 9, 24. Durban 16, 24. Mthatha 9, 23. East London 13, 20. Cradock 5 is your low, 21 your high. Gqeberha 10, reaching a high of 18. Moving to the Western Cape, 8 is your low in George, 18 your high. Cape Town partly cloudy, 11 with a high of 17. Worcester 517, Sutherland 114, and Uppington a sunny day ahead with a low of 6, a high of 23 degrees Celsius. That's your weather for now. I'll have another update for you shortly after 8.
Yes, indeed. Things are heating up on the other side of our kitchen. I'm calling it a baking arena. Yesterday, 5 teams became 4. Today, 4 teams will become 3. Those baking duos will go through to the grand finale tomorrow. Of course, it is the Christmas in July edition of the Golden Baker Search. And of course, they are competing for a grand prize with 50,000 rand. It's going down in just a moment.
So crazy. I can't wait for that. But also someone who stepped in the building, Jo Eyre. She's talking about women in tech. And I'm telling you, you definitely want to be a part of this conversation.
Sure.
Incredible things are happening, and obviously continuing to celebrate women because it is Women Month. So don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll be back in just a bit to celebrate women. Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up right here on S3. And we are doing something special, of course. I told you about this before the break, and we're about to dive into an incredible conversation with an incredible woman. Now, while strides have been taken globally to close the gender gap in industries across the board, women still remain vastly underrepresented in the tech space. But there are women in the tech space who need to be celebrated, such as Ada Lovelace, who is considered to be the first computer programmer. We've got Grace Hopper, who worked on the first US commercial computer, and Edith Clark, as well as many more. Now, our next guest goes by the name of Jo Eyre. She's a communication coach and consultant, a TEDx speaker, as well as a researcher of the metaverse. Now, she's joining us in studio to talk about women in tech as well as her work. Jo, good morning. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm really well. Thanks for the great intro.
Oh, that's absolutely deserved, and I'm so glad we get to celebrate another incredible woman doing beautiful work. But let's talk about the work you're actually doing. You're, I would call you like a communications expert, but you're doing something incredible, and I want to know what exactly is the aim, what is the work that you do, and what is the mission?
The mission, yeah. So I've worked in communication for most of my career, and I love it because it's so fundamental to everything that we do. So, you know, from the personal relationships that we have, to the relationships we have with ourselves, to the businesses that we work in, even to societies and how they position themselves. So communication really is the cornerstone of everything. And that's why I've fallen in love with it, and I've worked in comms for so long. And when it comes to my mission, you know, I've always really been fascinated at that intersection between technology and communication.
Yes.
And how tech can both help us connect, but simultaneously kind of make us feel isolated as well.
Yeah.
And it's such a crazy paradox. So that's what I've always looked into. And so my mission from that standpoint really is to use tech as an enabler to help people connect more deeply, whether you are connecting with, with your family, or whether you're connecting with your customers. So that's what I really want to do.
I love that, and I think it's so pertinent considering the world we've just kind of, I hope, moved out from, especially when you talk about the lockdown. Communication and tech kind of was like essential and in demand for the environments that we were trying to navigate. But let's talk about something more pertinent, especially with to do with women and with women in business. How exactly are you helping that communication kind of extend beyond what it currently is, and how are you taking a different approach to that?
Yes, so I think with communication, I want to help everybody communicate, whether you're a man or
I can hear the passion. I'm just like, everyone deserves.
No, everybody does. But I think helping women is something that's quite close to my heart, because I think, you know, for historical reasons, societal reasons, cultural reasons, women, particularly in the workplace, often don't come with their full authenticity, often don't communicate from a place of real, you know, who they really are.
Yeah.
And I think that can really help. It's very detrimental for our self-worth, for our self-esteem. So, you know, I've been lucky to have fantastic female role models, and I'd love to be that for others as well, because it's often how we talk to ourselves, right? You know, we think about communication, and we always think about that being something external to ourselves, but actually it starts with how we talk to ourselves. And some women and men, of course, but we often don't talk to ourselves particularly nicely.
Positively.
Right, yeah. So I think we always start there.
I like that. And maybe to kind of extend on what you're saying, I can imagine then with that example, there's obviously thoughts of women maybe being I don't know, portrayed to be inferior. I mean, especially in business, there's this male domination that sometimes still unfortunately creeps through. And I can imagine how that must have effect on your mentality, essentially. If you don't feel like you're worth it, if you don't give yourself that positive affirmation like you're mentioning now, that can potentially affect you. Is this something that you've maybe experienced in the business place? Is it something that's still happening?
Yeah, I think working in tech for a lot of my career, it can sometimes feel a bit of a boys' club. And I've certainly been in a position where I've tried to be one of the boys rather than
being
being my authentic self and bringing that femininity. And you know, when we talk about the workplace, as much as it's really important to recognize the challenges that women go through themselves, it's also about, you know, whether you're male or female, it's about being the best person you can be as an individual. And that may mean using or trying to get better at utilizing those more feminine, traditional feminine aspects, things like nurturing abilities, empathy, whilst also using perhaps those more traditional male attributes, things like decisiveness. And so it's about being well-rounded and using all of those different traits so that whether you're a man or a woman, you can be the best business person you can be.
Oh, I love this conversation, Joe, and I know that we're going to dive into another session in just a bit of time, so don't go anywhere, because we're going to bring more practicality to this approach and maybe assist you as well. And of course, as we also celebrate women this month, it's fitting that our Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition bake is off and has 3 all-female best friend duos giving it their all for a chance to win the grand prize with 50,000 rand. So which 2 teams will rise to the challenge and make it through to the grand finale tomorrow? Well, let the Christmas creativity begin.
Thank you, team. Welcome back to our Golden Cloud Baking Arena. It's going to get very real today. Now, I reckon the ingredients for a perfect and very Merry Christmas are love and abundance, going around in an endless circle. There is your first clue for today's challenge. Start thinking about that circle. It is round 2 of the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition. Yesterday we started with 5 duos. They've now been whittled down to 3. Those 3 teams will do battle to make it into tomorrow's grand finale. And of course, the opportunity to compete for the grand prize valued at 50,000 rand. Incredible. Yesterday was tense. Today is going to be even tougher. You're now going to have to push your way through evergreens, colourful berries and pine cones to make it through to that grand finale. There's another clue. Let's meet these amazing duos. First up from Johannesburg, in fact, Joburg dominating our finale. It's Bubbles and Nolly. Then from Johannesburg, Adrian and Simon. And then proving that age ain't nothing but a number, our youngest contestants, Danielle and Jazan, also from Johannesburg. Are you ready for round 2?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if we can inspire you. This is our second challenge. Lift that lid and see what today's inspiration is. Ta-da! It is a Christmas wreath. It is the icon of Christmas. Now the challenge is to emulate this with your bake. Your creation has to be a Christmas wreath. What it's made out of, well, that's up to you. You've got to use your Golden Cloud baking products and, of course, your Beacon sweets. From then on, it's carte blanche. You can make a wreath out of bread, out of cake, out of cupcakes, out of cookies. It is up to you. You've just got to show us that Christmas has indeed come to Expresso. Here's the kicker. You've got only 2 hours to complete this bake. All right, baking duos, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, without further ado, you can start your bake. In 3, 2, 1, get baking! Come on, team! So while our baking duos get busy and fly out of the blocks, let's once again connect with our judges who have a very difficult job. If yesterday was anything to go by, it felt awful having to let go of 2 of the teams because they've all earned the right to be here. But this is a competition. What we've learned from yesterday, I'm sure, has left a few little light bulb moments there. What are the tips for today?
Surprise me. Hide something, like a center, like we're saying, like a creamy center. Hide something. Show me a different way that I've never thought of a certain ingredient.
For me, just the one biggest tip for the contestants is please give yourself time for your presentation. How you're plating your bake is really important because it's the first impression we're getting before it actually sinks into our teeth.
I am going to go back to taste. When I talk about taste, it's also how are you going to innovate with the Golden Cloud product and the Beacon product. So are you going to take one of the premixes and just innovate on that and do something quite different? And Roxy and myself are going to go, wow, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't think about that.
Because I've got 2 quick tips for them. One, I know it's a time competition, but don't let the time get to you. If in the end something messes up, just change the recipe, change the dish. We don't know what it was supposed to be. And number 2, baking doesn't just have to be sweet. So if you give me a savory bake here, you might just win some points.
Yeah, and sometimes sweet and savory go so well together. Some fantastic tips there. 2 hours left for our baking duos to create their Christmas wreath. We'll check in with the teams in just a moment.
We're
on a mission to help people take charge of their space and inspire them to express their uniqueness through paint, furniture, and decor.
I want a space that's inviting. It's just basically made for you. I'm open to experiment.
Because I love change.
I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. Old meeting new.
Mzansi Room Rescue. Rescue
my room.
Please.
No, man, this is ridiculous.
No, this is just a total makeover.
That's Mzansi Room Rescue, Thursdays on Afternoon Express from 6 to 7, brought to you by Plascon and Rochester.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we celebrate the month of women and continue our chat with communications expert Jo. And she is on a mission to help businesswomen become better communicators and build businesses that can change the world. Jo, we had an incredible conversation just about what you were doing and about women in business. I wanted to maybe just dive on this. It might sound philosophical, but I'm sure this makes sense to you when I ask this question. But with regards to the tech world, what does the woman mind have to offer?
The woman's mind. So I think when it comes to technology, it's really about having this diversity of perspective.
Yeah.
And bringing as many different parties to the table as you can, because we've got artificial intelligences, we've got AI and algorithms that are now behaving in ways that we don't fully understand,
Yeah.
which is concerning, and that are inherently quite racist and sexist. And that isn't necessarily because the people that built them are overtly racist and sexist. It's because the people that built them only had one worldview and a very similar worldview. And so bringing more minds, including female minds, to the table can really, get rid of that problem.
It's almost like inclusivity within
Absolutely.
that space, right?
And it's so important as these technologies become more intelligent.
I love that. Now, on top of this, you're doing incredible things in this space, but you also did something huge. You had a TEDx talk in Cape Town, which I can imagine was phenomenal. But how did it actually go? What was the experience like?
It was fantastic. I mean, the whole process is very in-depth, and you're taken through a whole coaching process, which is brilliant. But for me, I think the best thing was meeting all of these other people from completely different walks of life, different viewpoints, different ideas, and realizing that actually everybody, doesn't matter who you are, does have an idea worth spreading.
Yeah.
And that's so inspiring. Just a fantastic experience.
And on top of that, I mean, we were chatting off camera, you used tech in such a beautiful way to practice and prepare for that.
Yes.
You used AI. How exactly did you use it?
So I used a VR software called Engage VR, and they've actually got a TED stage in their virtual reality software that I used to practice, so I could see an audience in front of me and get over those nerves.
I think that is so smart. I think, Mzansi, that's a great tip for you. If you are struggling or want to practice your speaking in front of the camera, in front of a big audience, then maybe you can reach out to Jo and she can assist you with some of the programs that can help you practice and engage in that environment. I love it. I think it's just exciting that you're also not only doing a TED Talk, but you're kind of researching this new world, this metaverse, and you are involved inviting this concept of collaboration within the metaverse. What exactly does that mean for the layman that doesn't really even understand it? What's going on there? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, metaverse has become both a trendy word, but also people kind of sometimes freak out a little bit. But really, I think at the most basic level, it's just the next evolution of the internet. And so my PhD research is specifically looking at how we can use immersive technologies like virtual reality to collaborate better and more creatively within workplaces. So I'll just take you back a step as to why I find this interesting.
Yeah.
So I've worked remotely for a lot of my career, even before it was cool. and I've never really liked video calls that much. And you know, when we look at how we communicate, 2D screens are really display technology. It's designed to display things. It's not really communication technology. It was never designed to be that. And so when I ask people, why do we still use video calls? They say, well, it's the best we have. I'm like, is it really the best we have? And so I started looking at virtual reality and immersive technologies instead. And there's fantastic ways we can use that to be more creative, to feel like we're actually with people and have that feeling of co-presence.
Oh, it's so exciting. I definitely think we were talking about earlier, it's definitely not the future anymore. It is the now. We are living in this world that is, I think, like avatars coming to life, essentially, if you really think about the symbolistic meaning in that. I think just for people that want to find out about you, people that want to get some help or some tips in this new space, where can they find you? Can they reach out to you? Are you offering any assistance in this?
I'm always happy to talk about this. As you can see, I'm really passionate about it and excited. But LinkedIn is the best place. That's where I'm active. You'll see me posting all sorts of funny and interesting things about what's happening in the space. So, yeah.
Oh, well, Jo, you're definitely a woman to celebrate. I can't thank you enough for joining us this morning, sharing some more about your world, the metaverse, and the incredible work that you're doing. And I can't encourage you to just continue it enough and to encourage more women to do what you're doing. I think it is much, much needed and long overdue. And for you, Mzansi, you want to get in touch with Jo, you want to find out more about the metaverse or women in business or anything involving tech that can assist you in communication, and she's the one for you. Of course, it's time now to go and celebrate and find a winner. Let's check it out.
Yep, hopefully we will find a winner in just a moment. And speaking of tech, of course, last month we gave you the opportunity to win the amazing Samsung Neo QLED TV worth 17,999 Rand. And what you had to do was name 2 unique features of the amazing Samsung Neo QLED TV for the opportunity to win big. This is one of those special prizes, and we got a lot of entries. They flooded our social media platforms, and we are super excited to connect with some of our finalists today, and as I said, hopefully find that winner. Now, we're about to change the winner's life this very second. In fact, they don't know that they have won yet, so let's get them on the line for a very special surprise. Can I get a drum roll, please? And a massive congratulations to Carrie Holthausen. You are the winner of a Samsung Neo QLED TV worth 17,999 Rand. Absolutely amazing. Carrie, good morning. Congratulations. That smile says it all. So before we chat to you, I want to read your comment, and it was a brilliant comment. And you said this: brilliant details shine even in well-lit rooms with the Samsung Neo QLED ultra-precise mini LEDs and the brilliance of the Quantum HDR 32X. Hashtag Samsung Neo QLED. That was a great comment. In fact, it was the best comment, and it was our winning comment. Carrie, congratulations. You're a winner of a brand new TV and one of the best on the market. How do you feel?
Stoked. I decided I needed to Google in case this happened. I thought it's a pretty epic moment. So I said, I am pleased as punch. I'm stoked. I'm elated. I'm jubilant. I feel pretty awesome. All of the above.
We feel pretty awesome now as well. I love that. Thank you so much for taking part, and I'm so glad that we could make you a winner this morning. So the big question, what's the first thing that you're going to watch or play on your brand new TV?
Well, I don't think it's arriving by this weekend, but next weekend we're probably going to get requests for people to come and watch the rugby at our place.
Yeah. I might add my name to that list. It's going to be a television experience unlike anything you've experienced before. It really is a quantum leap forward in technology. We had a front row seat when they released this technology to market. It's mind-blowing. And you clearly knew a fair bit about it. Tell us why you entered and why exactly you wanted to win this TV specifically.
My husband named and claimed it. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to enter.
I love it. One for the team, but I hope you're going to get as much enjoyment out of it as your husband will. Congratulations, Carrie. We are so proud to make you a winner this morning, and enjoy it. Enjoy endless hours of entertainment now on your brand new TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Graham.
Oh, congratulations once again to Carrie and her hubby, who wins by default. A well-deserved winner there, and we really do hope that she enjoys her brand new, ultra-beautiful new TV.
Well, standing by to bring you some musical magic is Colonisha, Harker and Tony. She is here with her first performance this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's a cover called Stand Up for Love by Destiny's Child. Colonisha, take it away.
Times I find it hard to sleep at night. We all living through such troubled times, and every child that reaches out for someone to hold for one moment, they become my own. And how can I pretend that I don't know what's going on when every second of every minute another soul is gone? And I believe that in my life I will see, oh yeah, an end to hopelessness or giving up or suffering. If we all stand together this one time, then no one will be left behind. Stand up for love. Stand up and you'll receive. Stand up for love. I'm inspired and hopeful each and every day. That's how I know that things are gonna change. And how can I pretend that I don't know what's going on when every second of every minute another soul is gone? And I believe that
believe that in my life I will see. Oh yeah, and to hopelessness or giving up or suffering. If we all stand together this one time, and no one will be left behind. Stand up for love. Stand up and say yeah. Stand up for love. For love. For
I got goosebumps, Colanisha. That was unbelievable. You are so talented, and of course, that was only your first performance on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, an Ode to Women is taking place on Monday, the 8th of August. It's at the Grand West Grand Arena. Make sure you get your tickets. Less than 100 are available. They are available at webtickets.co.za. But Colanisha's not going anywhere. She's got another 2 performances on its way.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's for Men, enriched with triple glycerine for 48-hour moisture and no stickiness. New look Ingram's. Your skin, your brave.
Introducing new Ingram's sensitive range to gently nourish skin.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
So, can you guys tell us, first of all, are you on time for your bake?
A little bit behind, but we've got contingencies in place, so everything is going to be fine.
I like contingencies. So, what are you baking for us?
Choux pastry. It's going to be all together. This is going to be on top of this, so it's going to work out pretty well.
Okay, and then that looks like biscuits there.
Yeah, it's sort of a biscuit, yeah.
Well, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
I like
Give
the idea
yourself
of the
some
lemon.
time at the end.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hello.
Ladies, it looks like a lot happening here.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And a lot of flavors.
Yes.
So tell me what's going on here.
So in here we have our raspberry and licorice curd. This is
That sounds interesting.
And over here we've got our chocolate cream cheese.
Chocolate cream cheese.
I'm assuming the rice is for waiting, but you're not preparing rice inside.
No, the rice is just
Surprise.
They're popping some crispies for us.
So, surprise, we have rice.
There we go.
Is your guys' plan on track?
Yeah.
So far, so good. Our plan
good.
is on track, yes.
All the best. I can't wait to try this.
Thank you so much. Come on.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How is it going?
Going well.
Is everything on plan, on track?
Yes, so far so good.
I see there's quite a bit of vanilla sweetness happening in here.
We're gonna make golden cloud vanilla cupcakes with a lemon curd filling, and we're gonna do a green piping to resemble the Christmas wreath.
And what are the mallows for?
We're gonna try to make some marshmallow fondant for the bow, which we're gonna color red.
Oh, lovely. I'm excited to see how the bow comes out.
Yes, me too. We hope it will.
It's our first time trying it.
The shoe pastry, just we're going with what happened and we're hoping for the best.
That's all I can do.
While our second batch is going in, we're working on our icing. Our curd is in the fridge, so I think our time is good. We just need to keep up the pace. I'm very confident in my golden cloud baking mix. I know it tastes the same every time, so that's just amazing.
What could go wrong is the tart not baking in time and the curd not actually curding up.
Basically, everything could definitely go wrong.
All right, our brave baking duos. I don't want to break your stride at all. I'm loving what I'm seeing, but I hate to say it, we are halfway there. That's the hour mark done and dusted. 1 hour left to go. Keep pushing, guys. Keep going.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And you are going to love this. We're back in the kitchen. The presenters are doing the things. And we're about to color your plate with Koo. Because it's back on SABC2 for a flavorful second season that will have you eating better with Koo. Now, entries are now open and we would like to see your colorful plate. So this morning, we're going to be giving you some inspiration by making a warm winter's hearty meal. It's a Koo bean and chorizo stew. So let's get it started. And the beautiful Zoe is in the building to assist us on this.
And it's winter.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good stew? I mean, I grew up with stews in the family. So we're going to start off with our onions.
Nice.
We're just going to, I love this one chef we had in the studio said, let it sweat out a bit. So we're just going to add our onions.
Okay. And always the first step. I must agree with you, Zoe, like, especially during this time, hearty food for me is also so nostalgic. My mom used to make stews from the morning already. So you knew, like, right throughout the day, you're like, Mom, is it ready yet? Can I taste it? Is it ready?
It's something you can make slow and early on throughout the day. So this is a bit of red pepper that I've added, and we're just going to let those soften up. You've got the chorizos in front of you, so can you slice that up for us? Not too chunky, but not too thin. I don't know if that makes any sense.
That makes perfect sense. I got you. I know exactly what you want.
Because we're going to add that to our pot.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're using chorizo. I think it's like a European thing. You know, we have like biltong, which is like a cured or dried meat. So this is their version of it, and it can be eaten on its own, but when you put it in a meal like this, oh, it just absolutely comes alive.
Yes, and then of course the best way to get the flavor out of your spices is to add it early on and let it cook through. I've added some paprika and some salt and pepper.
You've actually been paying attention in the kitchen, eh? Not too
I'm
bad.
learning, you know, when you know, it's easier when you're not cooking just for yourself.
Yes.
So I have to say I'm starting to enjoy the whole cooking process.
Yeah, feeding people, making them happy. I mean, what better of service of kindness is there? I mean, it makes people smile, makes them happy, and especially when you make a meal like this. Oh,
you only chopped one. Okay, this is going to be a very scarce little one. I think you need to chop a bit more for us.
Others and add those two.
But while that's in there, I'm going to let it cook through for a little bit,
Nice.
and then we are going to add a little bit of our Koo tomato paste, as well as some canned tomatoes and some stock that we have
like
prepared.
3 cans or like 3 items of convenience is what I call it, because
3
literally it tastes so good. I've often taken these on like hike trips and camps and literally eat it out of the can. That's how good it is. So when you're adding it to a meal like this, you can imagine how much better it's going to be when it combines with all these beautiful flavors, perfect for winter.
There we go. I'm going to add our tomato, canned tomato.
I got some more chorizo for you.
Thank you. Let's add that too. I feel like we need to bulk this up. And then, of course, our other hero ingredient is our Koo beans that we are using.
Absolutely. Like like I said, it's a specialty when it comes to anybody looking for a quick fix and a meal in a can. But on top of that, Koo baked beans are also a great source of protein. And the red kidney beans are high in dietary fiber, low in fat, and naturally cholesterol-free. Now, you could also be Mzansi's next cooking star on Color Your Plate with Koo, and that's the season 2, which is happening right now. And this is how you can enter with 2 simple steps, right? So step 1, you take a video of yourself creating a colorful meal with Koo, and you got to tell us why you should be selected in your video and tell your unique foodie story in that process. Then step 2 is very simple. WhatsApp your entry video to the number 072 741 5357. And of course, don't forget, we want to see these colorful plates. So get cooking today, and you will also stand a chance to be on the show and win your share of prizes valued at 50,000 Rand. Yes, you don't want to miss out on this. Zoe, how's it going on your side?
It's going good. So we obviously want that to reduce a little bit.
Okay.
And then we are going to add, the last thing to add is your legumes. So we're going to add our red kidney beans as well as some baked beans in the tomato sauce. And then once these are in, I personally try not to stir the pot too much.
Okay.
Just like a little at the bottom to make sure it doesn't burn at the bottom.
What's the reason for that? You kind of just want it to
I don't
settle
want to break the beans. I want to keep
okay.
I want them to keep their shape, their texture, and obviously as they cook through, they get softer.
Yes, the
so you
skin
want to be
starts to come
very
off as well.
gentle.
That's a good
Otherwise, you
point.
end up with a lot of like a mushy dish. And that's not what you want. So look at that. We're going to leave this for a bit. I put it on a very low heat, so we'll keep an eye on it. But this is just going to cook through and thicken up and really become that hearty stew that we have there with some garlic bread.
Oh,
You just want,
that's the cherry
you
on
want
the
to
top.
serve it in such a way where there's like dipping opportunity.
I love that. I love it. And I also love this phase where you left it to simmer, because this is that part where the smells just go all over the house.
This is the part.
Maybe the neighbors smell it too and they start knocking on the door and saying, oh, what is being cooked? And I can imagine that this is something that everybody's going to experience if they make a meal like this.
If they do. And you know what? I actually took this scent for granted because I would have friends come and visit and you can literally smell the food from the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized not every household had stews every night for dinner, so I do miss that smell of mom making a stew after a long day.
Well, hopefully this has inspired you to add this recipe to your arsenal, and you can get more of those nostalgic feelings and memories. And for you, Mzansi, don't miss out, because Mzansi's cooking star could be you, and you want to enter right now. Good luck.
Color Your Plate with Koo is back on SABC2 with a flavor-filled second season that will have you eating better with Koo. If you think you're Mzansi's next cooking star, you have the chance to show us how you color your plate with Koo. Take a video of yourself creating a colorful meal with Koo and tell us why you should be selected. WhatsApp your entry video to 072 741 5357 to stand a chance to be on the show and win your share of prizes valued at 500,000 Rand. Enter now.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to celebrate Women's Month with truly breathtaking performances this morning. Colonisha has treated us to two that have completely blown us away, and I have a feeling this is going to do it all over again. It's a Whitney Houston classic, Saving All My Love for You. Take it away.
Stolen moments is all that we share. You've got your family and they need you there. Though I try to resist being last on your list, what no other man's gonna do. My friends try and tell me about a man of your own, but each time I try, I just break down and cry, 'cause I'd rather be home feeling blue. Oh, I'm saving all my love for you. Tell me we run away together. Love gives you the right to be free. You said be patient, just wait a little longer. That's just an old fantasy. I've got to get ready. Just a few minutes more. Gotta get that old feeling when you walk through that door. 'Cause tonight is the night for a feeling so right. We'll be making love the whole night through. Oh, I'm saving all my love. I'm saving all my love. I'm saving all my love for you. No other woman is gonna love you more. 'Cause tonight is the night for a feeling alright. We'll be making love the whole night through. Oh, I'm saving all my love. Yeah, I'm saving all my love. Yeah, I'm saving all my love for you. For you.
Wow. And that little shy smile of Dot, you're amazing. You are absolutely incredible. You know when the whole studio is making the stank face and then we can't even sing, we're not even singing with you, we're like, oh, yeah, that was incredible. And of course you can see this incredible talent live at the Grand Arena on the 8th at Grand West Casino. It's an ode to women. What a way to celebrate the contribution that women make to the arts. You're a superstar, girl. Thank you so much for blessing us with your talent. What a way to see us into the final hour of the show. Let's get it started with those news headlines.
Thank you so much, Gian. What an incredible performance. Don't go anywhere. We'll have one more coming at you at the end of the day. But for now, it's just about to go on the hour, and it's time to take off with the official duties. And starting on the national news fronts, the SA Social Security Agency, otherwise known as SASSA, has urged caregivers of orphans to apply for the Extended Child Support Grant. Now, the agency recently topped up the 480 Rand grant with an additional 240 Rand for guardians who care for orphaned children. Now, the grant is now 720 Rand and can be paid out in cash on specific days at pay points or paid directly into a bank account. Now, it is aimed at helping extended family care for orphan children to keep them in their family environments. Now, sticking to our national news fronts now, Transnet says it has managed to attach assets to the value of 26 million Rand, which belong to its former employees implicated in wrongdoing. Now, the company says most of these workers have either since resigned or were dismissed. And Head of Legal Services, Sandra Kutsia, says all the 17 investigations that were conducted together with the Special Investigating Unit have since been completed. Now, Kutsia said they had already recovered over 14 of the 26 million Rand in asset value, and that it was an ongoing process in collaboration with the SIU. Well, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news, and over in Kenya, where Kenya's Education Minister, Prof. George Magoha, has apologized for the controversial and abrupt decision to close schools early, but says it was, and quote, a necessary pain, unquote, to ensure that preparations for next week's general election continued unimpeded. Now, hundreds of primary and secondary schools are used as polling stations in Kenya, and the decision caught many schools and parents unawares, leading to chaotic scenes as parents scrambled to collect their children at short notice. Now, road transport was also hugely affected in the capital of Nairobi and other main towns too. Next up in our international news fronts, pilgrims in the Great Mosque of Mecca in Saudi Arabia can once again touch and kiss one of Islam's most revered relics, the black stone set in the sacred Kaaba building. Now, a barrier around the Kaaba that was set up at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic for social distancing has now finally been removed. Now, it's been removed just in time for the Umrah pilgrimage season and the Hajj in pilgrimage to Mecca that Muslims who are able to must perform at least once in their lifetime. Now, for things of an interesting note when it comes to our news fronts, the song Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves by Aretha Franklin and Annie Lennox got a new spin last week in Vonda out in Limpopo, where villagers are doing it for themselves. Now, the community has started to build a footbridge across the Muchindudi River, which plans to fix some access gravel roads in the area as well. Now, so far, they have successfully raised 135,000 Rand for the project, and learners from the village need a proper footbridge to cross the river safely to school, as makeshift bridges using wooden planks and poles kept being swept away in floods. Now, the bridge will also give people quicker access to the road to Toyoyondo, and Vondo has some 900 households. Now, despite the fact that most of the villagers are unemployed and rely heavily on social grants, they agreed that each household should contribute 150 Rand towards buying construction materials for the bridge project. Now, this is truly a great example of people coming together as individuals to uplift their community. And from us over here, we wish them nothing but the best of luck with their efforts. For now, though, it's time to kick off with the rest of the official duties. Standing by right now is Zoe to give you the latest on traffic and up in the skies with weather.
Thank you, Ral. And let's take a look at your traffic. Starting off in Gauteng, Pretoria, there is a stationary taxi on the N1 southbound after the Proefplaas interchange. Now, that left lane's affected. Please keep a lookout for that. If you're in the Western Cape, we move over to Delft, where on the R300 southbound there are animals on the side of the road after Van Riebeek Road. All lanes are open, but please be cautious and look out for them. And if you are in KwaZulu-Natal, here's your traffic update for Hilton. There's a vehicle broken down on the N3 eastbound. It's before the Hilton Avenue ramp, obstructing that left shoulder. Delays can be expected. Please add some extra travel time to your journey. Well, that's your traffic for this morning. Let's take a final look at your weather. And the Western Cape government urges residents to use water sparingly amid a warmer than usual winter. Below normal rainfall and unseasonably warm temperatures were experienced during the first half of the province's traditional rainfall season. This has left Western Cape dam levels substantially lower compared to the same time last year. The SA Weather Service forecasts a high likelihood of continued below normal rainfall for the next few months, which the provincial government warns could lead to water scarcity. The Theewaterskloof Dam is 76% full. Last year it was 102%. The Bergrivier Dam stands at 88% opposed to 100% in 2021. The Wemmershoek is 64% opposed to 97% last year, and the Steenbras lower and upper are 79% and 86% full respectively. The Steenbras is also where the City of Cape Town's hydroelectric plant is operated from, which buffers Metro customers most of the time to enjoy lower load shedding stages than the rest of the country. Well, for our final weather update this morning, let's take one last look at those sunrise views sent through by you. One of our regulars, Nancy Govender, shared this beautiful baby blue sky photo featuring some yellow hues across the sky in Umkomaas, KwaZulu-Natal. Desiree van Vieren shared this one from the 12th floor of the Premier ICC building in East London. What a view. And then Pat Sunkel sent us this one through. Look at those palm trees, absolutely beautiful against that smoky colored sky in Montclair. And then finally, we have this one that was sent in by one of our sunrise photographers, Gary Okamp. And this is a stunning photo of the sun as it reflects across the beach sand, and this is in East London. Thank you for those beautiful sunrise photos. Continue to share them on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Well, let's get into your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 9 and a high of 24 can be expected. Mbombela, 12, reaching a high of 28. Pretoria, your low is 8, your high 22. Johannesburg, 7, reaching a high of 20. It's sunny in Mahikeng, 6 is your low, 23 your high. Klerksdorp, 4, reaching a high of 23. Kimberley, 5 with a high of 20. Bloemfontein, 1, reaching a high of 20 with a 60% chance of rain. Sunny in Richards Bay, 15 is your low, 26 your high. Pietermaritzburg, 9, 24. Durban, 16, 24. Mthatha, 9 with a high of 23. East London, 13, reaching a high of 20. Partly cloudy conditions in Cradock, 5 is your low, 21 your high. Gqeberha, 10, reaching a high of 18. George, 8 with a high of 18. Cape Town, 11, reaching a high of 17. Partly cloudy conditions for Worcester, 5 is your low, 17 your high. Sutherland, 1 is your low, 14 your high. And Uppington, expect a low of 6 and a high of 23 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know what? Things are certainly heating up in the Expresso studios, and our 3 Golden Cloud Christmas in July edition best friend duos, they are feeling the pressure. Will they rise to the occasion or crumble under pressure? Let's find out.
Adrian, Simone, very wide brief. You could take it anywhere. I'm seeing such a wide array of ingredients, so the creativity box has been ticked definitely. Talk me through your creation here. What's going on?
So right now I'm just finishing off the lemon curd, just melting off the last of the butter. So this is the curd right now. It has to cool off just so it can be nice and saucy. Yeah.
And how's this one going? Any major mishaps, any challenges?
Stressful. We did have a challenge with the choux pastry, but we're in good hopes. We've got good spirits, and that's leading us
tied
right
your
now.
choux pastry laces and got on with
Yes.
it. No, you guys are doing so well, handling the pressure. All the best of luck, but it's looking
Thank you
beautiful.
so
Keep it
much.
up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Has anything happened to burst your bubbles? What's going on?
All right, at the moment I'm busy doing my little fondant decorations, and
beautiful.
Noli is busy with the buttercream.
So what's the idea? What was the theme?
We are doing a wreath, but we are going to do it on a tart.
That's quite ambitious. So you're going to get it done in time?
Well, at the moment we are running out of time, but hopefully we are going to be able to get it done.
What you mean is shut up, Graham, and move on so I can keep on baking. I get it. I get it, Bubbles. I'm not going to burst your bubble. Don't worry. Guys, I think there's a problem here. You've only made 325 cupcakes. Are you sure you've got enough? What is going on here, guys?
It's enough.
This feels very ambitious, but you've done it. I've never seen that many. It takes me honestly about 5 hours to bake one cupcake. So I'm already impressed. What is going on here? What are you making? What is that?
We are making fondant out of marshmallow.
What? Have you done this before?
No.
You're doing it. I'm seeing it happening. It's a few steps away. Just a little more elbow grease. Ambitious, guys. Ambitious. But you've proven in round one that you can do it. So just keep going. Keep pushing. Well done, girls. Keep it up.
The choux pastry flopped completely, so now we're trying to pull it together with something else. Right now, I'm making my famous chocolate cupcakes. It's gonna go quickly. I know it'll bake fast because that's what we need right now. And then we'll just be able to decorate it and move on.
I know officially the judging hasn't started, but you can't help but track the progress. Very exciting, quite an open brief, so they obviously had a bit more room to play. How are you feeling about what you've seen?
I'm very excited about the flavor combos. So I think that's going to be very interesting.
So I was watching earlier, just from a distance here, and I actually saw them making, one of the teams making choux pastry, and I was like, the choux looks a little bit runny. And I was so surprised to actually see her leave everything and just start again. I mean, they did start off with a choux pastry, and then another choux pastry, and then they ended up with cupcakes. So I'm very excited, and I hope that it works out for her. But you never know. You never know.
So we're going to do the ganache, so it's fine. Even if they eat it nice and warm, it'll be delicious. So it'll work both ways, even if it's cool, even if it's not.
So Rox, we are loving that people are applying themselves to the brief, but having such an open kind of forum to play in, maybe the creativity can overshadow the functionality. We still got to eat it. It's still got to be delicious. Are you liking what you're seeing? Are you a little bit nervous? How are you feeling?
There seems to be some popping sweet flavors with a little bit more savory. I'm really interested to probably see one of the contestants who's using multiple flavors. I'm really not sure what they're making yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited by the fact that they're actually playing with so many flavors in one dish.
Also the innovation that's happening. It's the innovation that we asked for. Like I saw someone working with marshmallows and I'm like, what are you doing to the marshmallows? I'm super, super excited. Even the ones making a wreath out of a tart. I'm like, how is this all going to come together?
Oh, I hope you've gotten to a point now that you are ready to start with presentation. Oh, it's still looking a little crazy busy, but you've only got 30 minutes or less now, in fact, to complete your Christmas wreath creations. You really need to start thinking about presentation and bringing that full picture together. Less than 30 minutes to go, guys. Keep pushing. Good luck.
Do you own your skin? Do you wear it bravely, even when others try to dim its glow? Does it represent your strength, your heritage, or does it express your brave and unconditional love? New Look Ingrams, your skin, your brave.
Defeat your mucus monster. Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso, and you know what? There is no place like home, and when it comes to sheets, quality cotton sheets are usually the preferred choice for most people. They are breathable, they are comfortable, soft and naturally cooling, and it's perfect for a good night's sleep and waking up feeling refreshed. Well, here to tell us more about Woolies' cotton collection in the bedroom is Head of Technology and Sourcing from Woolworths. Karen Kustner is here, and I love this display. Every time I've been walking past Woolies, I keep admiring the display that you have, and now it's here. Karen, what is it about cotton that people love, and why would you say that is the preferred choice for bedding?
You know, I think there's a reason why cotton's been around for centuries. It's like one of the oldest fibers used, and it's just durable, it's breathable, it's natural on your skin, and it's great for people with sensitive skins as well. And in Woolworths, all our cotton is sustainably sourced, which is another good element when you're buying sheeting from us.
And this is amazing. I mean, I'm looking at the texture here. I'm a white sheet girl, so I love having white on everything. Now, when it comes to choosing the perfect sheets for you, what are some of the things we need to keep in mind?
So there's a few things to consider. The first thing is the thread count, and we have a number of thread counts that people would kind of be familiar with. And technically, it's the number of threads in the horizontal and the and in the warp, which makes per inch, which makes it a little bit more interesting. So you can get a 180 thread count, you can get a 200 thread count, and the higher the thread count, typically people think that it's a better quality sheet, but sometimes the thicker and heavier it gets, it's actually not so comfortable to sleep with. And we found the sweet spot is between 200 and 400 thread count, and Woolworths has a 200 thread count percale and a 400 thread count sateen. And the weave is another thing to consider. So a percale is a grid type weave, and a sateen is like a satin type weave. So it's got a buttery soft finish, and it's really beautiful to sleep on. Whereas the percale is lovely and crisp and cooling for hot sleepers. And then another thing to look out for is color. And like you said, white is the most popular, and it just creates this really calm sleep sanctuary for many. But we also shouldn't be afraid to add color. And Woolworths has added some beautiful, soft, natural colors this season. And it's great to just layer it into your white bedding. So you can add a pillowcase, or you can add a duvet cover, and also as well as patterns. So we've introduced some stripes, some seersuckers. It just adds a nice definition to your room, a little bit of texture, a little bit of comfort.
I love the texture. I think this, for me, is my favorite. I know white's not always practical for every family, and I love that you've brought in different colors and also patterns. Now, you get different sleepers. You get people that love that soft, luxurious feel. You get some people that prefer the crisp, cooler sheets. How is Woolies making sure there's a little something for everyone?
Yeah. So we've got the 180 thread count, which is a percale, which is cool and crisp, as well as our 200 thread count, which is our most popular percale sheeting range. And our 400 thread count Egyptian cotton, the luxury about the Egyptian cotton is that it's so beautiful. The long staple yarns makes it soft, durable, and real investment piece that you'll have for years, that you can even hand down to your kids. It's such a great quality. So we cater for all needs across from 180 to 400 thread count, and across multiple colors.
Oh, that is incredible. And I know that Woolies is always big on making sure they deliver quality every time their customers purchase from them. How are you making sure that they are getting quality every single time?
Yes, you're right. We definitely keep the customer's needs in mind. And top of mind for us is sustainable cotton. And all our cotton is sustainably sourced and free of hazardous chemicals, so that you kind of know that you're sleeping on quality, good for the environment sheeting, as well as our cotton is actually pre-shrunk. So that means that when you wash it, it actually doesn't shrink, so that you know that you have the perfect fit every time. And also, Oh, sorry, now I've gone blank.
It's okay, it's okay. You know what? I've been guilty of, you know, washing the sheets on the wrong setting or accidentally putting it into the dryer when it shouldn't have been. So I love that this has already been pre-shrunk. It is beautiful. I love that you guys always go that extra mile for your customers. And it's beautiful to see the different cotton duvet sets that you have on offer.
And also, the customers, the next time they're in stores, they should really go to our bedding department, pick up the pillowcases and just feel the difference. You know, there's not a right or a wrong. There's a piqué that could be great for someone who likes a crisp feel. And then the sateen that's really soft and luxurious if that's what you like. So next time you're in stores, please go and feel our beautiful product.
Feel it, touch it, enjoy it, buy it. Karen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And you can treat your skin with the softness of Woolworth's cotton sheets made from 100% responsibly sourced cotton. You can shop it in store and you can shop it online as well as on the Woolies app. Can I just sit down? Comfortable.
Yes, Mzansi, we're back in the kitchen. The presenters are doing the things, getting you all the inspiration that you need to put something beautiful together. And speaking of beautiful, if you are looking for something beautiful as well as decadent, then it all comes together in a flash with our Clover Bliss Chocolate Cremo, and is something that is absolutely indulgent. It is what dreams are made of. Now, we've simplified the method, giving you indulgence at your fingertips without any culinary qualification. I mean, it's so simple, even myself, and she can do it. Gee, man, we got this. I say it with prayer.
When you said, now onto something beautiful, I was like, oh, thank you, man. But it's not about me. I love this. It's simple, and we're going to do something. We're going to kind of temper this chocolate, which is something I haven't done before. So there might be a cool lesson learned in that for making other desserts and working with chocolates. But of course, we're working with our Clover Bliss. It is a ready-to-eat dessert, and yes, the danger is that you will be eating it before you've even combined it.
Very, very true. Let me talk to you even more about it, Chivi, because it's something that I love when it comes to a dessert, something that you can eat just on its own, and it's something that you can pour over anything. You use it as a sauce or top it with any sweet treat. I mean, it's ready to eat indulgence at its best, and what I've been doing for the most part is just popping it straight in a bowl, and it tastes absolutely incredible. So what you're going to do right now,
just actually, get out of there.
Never mind the bowl, actually. But what you're doing here, I can't even imagine what it's going to do, because the Clover Bliss already tastes so good. How are you going to make it better?
Even better. Well, let's see if we can. So we did say indulgent, and this is an indulgent dessert. It's all about luxurious mouthfeel, and that's where the Bliss obviously steps in and provides that beautiful texture. But we are mixing it with chocolate. So what I've got here is a bowl of our double cream, extra thick. I've poured in a full cup, so 2 half cups of our Clover Bliss. And I'm going to, try not to tear the kitchen apart as I mix this together. I mean, look at that beautiful marbling. It's so beautiful, but you want this to be nice and
What are we looking for? I have no idea what to expect here. Is it fluffy? Must it be
I suppose you want to aerate it so that it's, you know, you don't want to kind of over-mix it, but you want... There we go, it's starting to come together beautifully.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So it's not going to be quite a peak, but you want it to be as fluffy and light as you can. So that looks like it's mixed through beautifully there.
Nice.
This is a nice one to do with the kids because there's lots of utensils to lick post-mixing. Absolutely love.
Any leftovers?
So we've got our melted chocolate, which we did Bain-Marie style. Okay. And now we're going to just put in 2 tablespoons of our cream and bliss mix, and we're going to mix that together.
Into the malted chocolate.
So this has gone into the chocolate to temper the chocolate so that it doesn't sit and separate when we mix it into... I mean, that's starting to come together beautifully. Look at that.
That looks good.
It looks amazing. And then we are going to introduce this. See there, I need another kid. I need a 5-year-old to lick that. You can do that. There we go. And then we're going to mix this into...
Oh, so you tempered it first. That makes so much sense. So that's like a culinary tip coming through of note. And that's just going to provide that mixability, allow everything to kind of just come together so perfectly. And oh man, if you could smell what we are smelling right now, it's rich, it's creamy, and it's so good. It's everything that you want chocolate to be.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh man, you're gonna have to fight people after you make this, eh? You might have to fight people to defend yourself against
look
this.
at that.
Everybody's gonna want a bit of this. Oh, we should have made more, G. We should have made a lot more.
I know, we can do a vat to spread around. I could have tempered the chocolate a little bit more even, I think.
So I see what you mean with the tempering, but already it's coming together, just a little bit of elbow grease, but it definitely makes sense because I would imagine if you didn't do that, you'd just be left with like a clumpy mix.
Yeah, it's going to separate,
right?
and as that chocolate enters the cool mixture, obviously it's going to start to clump up, but that's starting to look pretty good. We're going to have little nuggets of joy dispersed throughout, and then we have to... I suppose I needed that spoon again. I'm going to use that spoon.
Yeah.
And we're going to load it into our jar. And this is beautiful. If you want to do individual desserts for everybody, you can do one small one, one giant one. You could do one massive one like this and introduce some other ingredients into it.
Maybe, yeah, a massive one would be cool. And you could take like somewhat of a chocolate or something and then dip it in the big... Oh, we're being naughty.
Maybe even pour some more melted chocolate over it. And we're going to literally fill up our little beaker, our glass, and...
I'm here for this consistency, though. It's got that thickness, it's got the creaminess, but it's still enough to just kind of become smooth and velvety all at the same time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
G-man, be careful.
It would even, like, you can even dip the rim of the glass in a bit of chocolate there as well.
Oh, be careful, man. People are staring at you in the studio. Hey, they're coming for you.
It's beautiful. We're going to have to fight people off this one, but it's absolutely delicious.
Nice.
It's got a beautiful velvety texture, and if you're a lover of chocolate, this is nice. It's not overly intense, it's not too empowering, too rich, maybe just indulgent enough. Absolutely love it.
Can I taste it?
Yes. Buddy, I would suggest go over. We've introduced
I want to go for yours. I see what you've done with the final result there, making it look so beautifully. Gee, you can have that one, seeing that it looks so good. I'll have the fresh batch. And cheers to you, brother. Yes, fast.
Buddy. I don't know how you're going to eat yours. I'm
going to just try and see if I can
drink it. I'm going to take a taste with the berry.
I think I got it on my face and my nose, but it doesn't matter because it's all worth it. Are you tasting that? Chocolate everywhere, but in the most important parts, it's in my mouth and it tastes so good. Wow.
Oh, it's smooth, it's delicious, and I love that little berry kind of hint of freshness to pop it up, to offset the chocolate. Just perfect match there. How's that texture, dude?
I'm so in love, yeah. I'm just like throwing it all in my face. That's how excited I was. And for you, Mzansi, you definitely want to make this. You can knock the socks off of any dessert pairing that you are going to be preparing for any guest or anyone in the kitchen. Wow. If you want to have fun, get the whole family involved. And if you want this recipe, then head over right now to expresso.com for all the inspiration. I mean, look how easy it was. G and I even clapped it in less than 5 minutes and knows that you can do it even easier than that. Enjoy chocolate on another level. This is
Zoe can have the whole bowl, actually.
Woo!
Made with love by Clover.
What's beta-glucan? Hello, do you know what beta-glucan is? What is beta-glucan? No one knows what beta-glucan beta-glucan is?
Beta-glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And how's this? Here's a fun fact for you. It is August, which means the year of 2020 is roughly 58% complete.
What? That is crazy.
And there are only 22 weeks left until the year ends.
Wow, now this obviously means we are officially across the halfway mark. I can't believe it, actually. And you can set our eyes on the December holidays. Yes, now to get us all inspired for some local travel, we've got a fun little game for you to try out.
That's right. Now, I'm going to show you a photo of a famous area, an animal, or even a holiday activity that's proudly South African, and you need to guess where or what it is. So let's take a look at the picture. Okay, so I'm standing right next to the screen. I cannot see anything. It's blurry.
But I can actually see from a distance, just looking at one of the other screens. I know exactly where this is. I absolutely love this place. I've been there before, and I can't say anything more about it. Okay. I don't know if you can you recognize it?
I have a feeling, an inkling, but how's this for a clue? This natural wonder is in South Africa, and it is the third largest of its kind in the world. That is your clue for today.
Oh, and I just want to say it. Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but this is your chance, Mzansi. So we're going to be putting the picture up on social media for you to guess too. So we want you to let us know where you think this is, and tomorrow we will reveal the answers.
There we go. And if this has inspired a need for a little bit of a travel holiday, then you'll also be super pleased to know that the Great South African Sale is coming. Now, from the 5th to the 11th of September, Short Left Travel Week will be offering travel deals with discounts of up to 50% off. And the best part is you can book during that week but pay later.
Oh, it's an absolutely incredible opportunity. It's a chance for you to be going to a huge, well, it is a huge opportunity. So for you, everybody, you need to stay posted for more details. And don't forget to find that picture, post it on our socials, and you definitely could be a winner. There's so much magic to explore in Mzansi, and this is definitely one of those spots among many, many other.
Well, listen, those travel deals are coming. They are so tempting, and of course, looking forward to that. But something that's even more tempting is our Golden Baker Christmas in July duo's attention. Now, even the slightest distraction can really cause a culinary flatline. Will the duos make it to the finish line? That is the big question, because time is ticking.
Let's find out what's happening and who's going to make the cut.
I know you guys are in the zone right now, so I doubt you can even hear me. But here is the raw, honest truth. 10 minutes, in fact, less than 10 minutes to go, guys. You've got to be putting the final touches on your creations right now. Keep pushing, keep going, guys. Keep it up.
Our tart is still in the fridge, unfortunately, but we're gonna take it out in a few minutes and start decorating it.
Right now we have an invisible tart.
We've got to be positive, even when times are tough. What was her face?
All right, ladies, 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop your baking. Tools down, everybody. You've done it. Give yourselves a round of applause. I know there were some challenges there, but you've done it. You've put your bakes forward. Now it is time to be judged.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Tissue Oil and Rich Body Care range for 48-hour rich moisture. your skin, you're brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. It's your feel-good breakfast show, and you are just in time for our 5-second game. You know how much fun this one is. And today our theme is movies under music, and the winner, of course, takes home the Omar Rusks. Now, we have two contestants here, some of the most beautiful men in the entertainment industry today. Craig and Robin, you guys ready?
We ready.
You're no longer friends for this one, eh?
Yeah, nah.
We will never.
To
That's what it's about. What about honesty? All right, so the game is very simple. You have 5 seconds to answer the following questions, and your 5-second timer will only allow you to answer whatever it is within that period. So you cannot answer after that. So first up, Robin, we're going to get you to go first.
Oh, Lord, I'm
in
bad.
the next 5 seconds, you need to do the following. Name 3 male actors. Time is up. Okay, let me explain the rules, Robin. So what you need to do...
I'm bad at this, I told you.
Okay, all right. Craig, maybe you can liven us up here, wake us all up in this game. In the next 5 seconds, can you name for me 3 Beyonce songs?
Get Me Bodied, Run the World, Halo.
Boom! Craig Luke's in the building, baby.
I wasn't about to get myself cancelled on the internet. Nope.
Well played. Okay, so Robin, you understand the game now? You understand? Are you going to play with?
He's still not going to get anything.
I'm bad at games, but I'm going to get it.
Okay, we'll see. Let us find out right now. Can you please, in 5 seconds, name 3 movies with the word "the" in the title?
No, the guys,
Robin, would you like to phone a friend?
Yes, please.
Call for help.
Please.
The Titanic, the...
The what? The Titanic, the what?
All the movies with the "the" in front. The iRobot, the... Obviously.
Okay, Craig, show me how
Why does
good
Craig
you
have
are
such
at
easy
the
ones?
game. Show me how good you are at the game right now. In the next 5 seconds, can you name 3 categories at the Oscars?
Best Director, Best Actress, Best Actor.
Nice, nailed it. Nailed it, Robin. What's happening? Are you going to join in the game or what?
What is not going to join in is my Omar Rusks. I can guarantee you.
Rastless. You shall be rastless.
I'm definitely rastless.
Don't worry, you got a chance to come back. All right.
Okay.
Robin, are you playing?
Yes.
Are you participating?
It's okay. Easy.
This is an easy one. This should be easy. You've done more than 3 of these. Can you name 3 types of dances?
Get me body.
Robin,
I'm bad at this.
what's happening?
I'm not a morning person. I'm so sorry, South Africa.
Craig, you want to help him out there, maybe? No. Craig said no. No more help for you, okay? You need to come through with the game here, okay?
The only thing he's good at playing is the fool.
Craig, please help this man. Show us how it's done, please. Can you name 3 devices that you can listen to music on?
Laptop, your car, earphones, a cell phone,
nailed it,
radio,
nailed it.
television, internet, YouTube.
Nailed it! Yes,
Spotify,
man! Just showing us, of course, how easy this game actually is for some, and maybe not for others.
Yes. But thank you so much. I would like to thank South Africa.
Okay, let's spice it up. Let's spice it up. We got one more round, gents.
Okay.
One more round. Okay, winner takes all.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
rough out here. It's rough out here, eh? But it's fine. You got this. You got this. Don't worry. It's Robin.
Wait.
Clearly. Okay, Robin. Yes, have a sip there. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourself. Find your center. Okay. The next 5 seconds. Name 3 of your favorite music artists.
Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Usher. No.
Yo. Can I just get some more lights in here? There is too much shade in the room right now.
I would just like to thank everybody for coming today.
Okay, Craig, you can seal this one.
Right here.
But it doesn't. I don't like. Maybe not my favorite. Like
I think your hole's already too big now. The one you're digging. I'm absolutely loving this final round for you, Craig. If you win this one, you definitely claim this title.
No, I win already.
Can you name 3 movies you can watch over and over and over again?
Titanic, Avatar. Avatar's my favorite movie, and then The Vow.
Booyah, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for this round of the Omar Rush Challenge is Greg Lucas in the building! Calm, composed, easy. That's how you do it, Robin. I hope you learned a thing or 2.
I'll take the 2. You can have the 1.
Thank the Expresso team
Yes, thank you for having
believing in me.
Look, gents, it's always a pleasure having you in the studio. Thank you again for what you're doing and for your ode to women, especially. I think it is such a beautiful cause and a reason for you to use the gifts that you're blessed with for something bigger, and you're doing exactly that. So thank you, and keep celebrating the women in our lives this month and doing the thing that you guys do best. I absolutely love this game.
Thank you.
You need to practice.
Yeah,
and for you, Mzansi, you can join us again tomorrow. We've got another round of the 5-second game, which is happening, and we are also going to reveal the next winner announcement, because it might just be you.
It's mine.
There's more in every dip with Omar.
There's so much magic happening on the show this morning, and it is now the moment that we've all been waiting for. Yes, it's time for our Golden Cloud Christmas in July edition, and the judges are here. They're here to taste the incredible Christmas wreath creations and decide which 2 best friend duos will make it through to the finals tomorrow. Let's check it out.
The moment of truth has arrived after our second challenge. Judges, I hope you are ready to taste round 2's creations. They look beautiful. I know there were a couple of road bumps, a few mishaps along the way, but I'm so proud of how the teams rallied themselves and produced something quite spectacular. So we're going to start with the creation of Adrian and Simon on this side. And of course, we saw the challenges that they had to get to that point.
Graham, I went through like the 5 stages of grief.
This is a good chocolate cupcake. It really is. Like the flavor is chocolatey. Now it comes down to the creativity.
Also, I have to say it, I'm that person, if you're gonna put something on the plate, I need to be able to eat it.
Exactly.
And we've got like big stalks there of cinnamon.
Very subtle flavors. So the chocolate tastes like chocolate, and I think I've got a white chocolate ganache, which was absolutely smooth. It was well made. The interesting thing is they said if the cupcakes don't get cold, the ganache on the top is going to be fine. So they innovated, and big kudos to them.
Now we move on to Bubbles and Nolly's wreath creation, which was a tart. What do you make of the look?
So the top really impressed me because I thought that skill and that technique to be able to do that on the show, the bow, the detail, absolutely. Of course, we can see that they also had a bit of drama with their base. You can just see it cracking a bit. And we know in the filling, they did use licorice as well as raspberry.
Yes.
And some chocolate. So
Chocolate cream cheese on the top.
So I think we should taste.
All right, take it away. Tando, what's going on here with this tart? What should a tart composition be like when we look at that filling?
Firstly, just pulling it apart, it needs to hold shape. So I'm worried about that, and the crumb is just falling apart. I'm nervous.
I think those flavors, Sadika's floored. She's done. That's it.
No, it's not. Something happened when I saw the inners sliding down. It just frightened me a lot. There's raspberry. It's a bit creamy
and licorice.
Yeah, it's just too many flavors overpowering each other, and I can't actually get one single-minded flavor coming through.
Great idea. Just execution, I think, let them down. Now we move on to our final creation there. They started out with about 500 cupcakes, so they obviously took your advice on having a backup plan. But I think the end result for Danielle and Jazan, pretty impressive. The little finishing touches, the gold detailing on the side of the ribbon. Tando, take me through. You said you wanted a
surprise. Lemon curd.
Oh.
I must tell you, the oddest thing that I recognize on this cake is how they crush the sparkles. It almost looks like Christmas lights on the wreath. I thought it was really cool. And here the flavor's so balanced. The lemon curd against the vanilla cupcake is delicious.
Fondant, marshmallow, ribbon situation.
It's so good.
Like it's like you're eating marshmallows. Like literally, like the
And bubblegum
fluffiness.
and candy floss. I believe they understood the assignment. This was just beautifully piped. It was neat. Just the texture and the crumb of the cake.
All good. Wow.
I mean, they had 2
Correct.
hours, go for the vanilla premix. They did that, and for me, that they were just so well organized between the two
Guys,
of
they
them.
made like 300 cupcakes. Let's be honest, they're probably still making cupcakes. They're gonna feed. The moment of truth has arrived. It's time to find out which two of our amazing baking duos are going through to the grand finale tomorrow to compete for that 50,000 Rand grand prize. The first team to progress to tomorrow's Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition grand finale with an unbelievable score of 34 out of 40 is Danielle and Jazan. You guys got the brief, you nailed it, well done. There was a bit of a challenge deciding who was going to progress with them. This was a case of one team possibly doing a little too much, one team not doing enough. But ultimately we had to decide on one team to progress to that final. And the second team that is being selected to go through to tomorrow's grand finale is Adrian and Simone.
What?
I know you guys had to save it at the end there, but ultimately your technique came through. The fact that you had a plan C, the fact that you were willing to bounce back and fight until the last second showed these judges what you're worth, and what you did bake tasted amazing. Nolly, Bubbles, that means my heart is breaking right now. You are going to be leaving the competition. You still need to be awarded as the second runners-up in our Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition. These belong to you.
Thank you.
Use them with pride. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our second runners-up. Woo-wee. We are there. Our two final teams remain. Tomorrow, we will decide who the best baking duo is as we continue to celebrate Christmas in July with our grand finale. Tomorrow, one of these teams is walking home with a grand prize worth 50,000 Rand.
Oh, and just like that, they are down to 2. I'm getting nervous, and I'm not even in the competition, and I can't wait because it is almost a big day, right?
I know, and don't forget to tune into your Feel Good Breakfast show tomorrow for the grand finale, where our last 2 duos go head-to-head in a final festive challenge for their chance to win the Golden Cloud Christmas in July edition title, and of course that grand prize worth 50,000 Rand. Oh.
New Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Wanna play?
just the simple act of being grateful for waking up today signaled that there is some kind of purpose that I'm here for. I think one thing to realize about standing at the top of any peak, you look around and you only realize that there are other mountains out there to climb. So it's not the end of the journey. I certainly haven't reached a peak in any way, shape or form in my life. And I don't think I ever will. South Africa, it's a pleasure to reintroduce myself to you. I can't wait to be back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And what an incredible show it's been already. We've been entertained, but more importantly, we've been celebrating women.
That's right. And this morning on social media, we've asked you to join us in celebrating Women's Month and tell us about women in sport, whether it's in tech, entertainment and business in South Africa, that are inspiring you to do more. And this is what you had to say. Let's listen to some of those incredible voice notes that's come through.
Yeah, let's do it.
Morning. My name is Anissa. Definitely Lara van Nicker at the moment would be tops on the list. Another one that inspires me is definitely my daughter, who has chronic illness but gets up every day and does a wonderful job as a swimming coach. Thank you. Bye.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, still rising up against adversity. I love that.
Let's take a listen to the next one.
Good morning, Expresso team. I just want to say that the woman that inspires me is Caster Semenya, you know. She's an ambitious woman and always strives for excellence, and all single mothers out there, you know, it's hard raising children on your own, but they tend to do their best and always the best. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful shout out there. I absolutely love that one. We've got another one coming through here. I'm loving these voice notes. Keep bringing them on. Let's hear what this one is about.
Good morning, Expresso. My name is Zoe, and I'm from Paul. The woman that inspires me to do more is Feminine Green. She's local, she's from my hometown, and she has inspired me to do so more, and she has showed me and many other girls in Paul that we are capable of so much more. I just love her. Thank you.
Oh, she is, of course, former Miss South Africa, Tamron Green.
Oh, is it Tamron Green she's referring to? I love that.
That
I love the fact that she has such an influence on her local community too. I mean, look at that inspiration. That is what we are here for. That's what we're celebrating today. So again, Mzansi, please come through and let us know who are the women that are inspiring you, whether it's business, tech, entertainment, you name it, because we want to hear from you. It's 063-408-8863. And thank you for also acknowledging the women that you already have today on the show. I think this is such a great platform to celebrate women in general, and I want this to carry on all throughout the month.
But we need another performance.
Yes, please, bring it on.
Yes, indeed. One of the women who has been inspiring us this morning is Colonisha, who has blown us away with some incredible vocal gymnastics this morning. The talent is there, but clearly there is a passion there. And you're going to be performing at the Grand Arena on the 8th in the Ode to Women. How excited are you to be a part of a lineup like this on such a special time for South Africa?
I am very, very excited. I can't wait. I don't have words. I'm really excited. I'm excited.
I know the fans are excited. I know the team that have brought together this incredible lineup couldn't be more proud, and we are so proud to have you on this platform. We've been building up to this one. When I talk about vocals, it doesn't get much better than this. I'm telling you. Take it away.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I could ever go. No, no, there's no way. No, 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 no way I'm living without you.
When something's on your mind, but words don't come so easy, think of all the other ways to say it. Made with love by Clover.